Hokage Hatake Glory, Chapter 241-260. Text Chapter 241-Thunder Light Sudden Cloud Thunder Gorge. Asshole, bastard, it is the most unforgivable mistake you have made in your life. It's easier to read m.heihei168.com. He tilted his head and wiped his temples. Killer Bee Jinchuriki, column Lee's face iron blue. The second assistant took back the thunder blade and snorted coldly. Shut your broken mouth, I don't need your forgiveness, because I will cut off your head. Boy, you have successfully angered me. Being able to die at my feet is the greatest gift God has given you. Itachi, your brother can't do it, that guy is a real knives expert. As the 7 knives of Kurigakure, I feel it. Standing at the Tuyer and looking at the Yunlei Gorge platform from a distance, the strange Kurigakure looked to the side from the corner of his eye. The man with tears on his face was indifferent. Look at it, his talent is still higher than mine. Really, are you so confident in him? Because he's my brother. Holding the ninja sword high, and turning it back, Sasuke, who had put it back into the scabbard, lowered his body. Killer Bee nodded again with 2 fingers. Boy, have you given up? Even if you give up, Uncle Bai won't let you go, or do you choose to take it easy? Long-winded. Knife/lightning flash. No hit. Double flash. Didn't hit again. 3 flashes. Boy, you can't. The first knife wiped the neck, every second knife slashed back to the heart, and the third knife slashed the scalp. Each time Sasuke, who was only half an inch away, stood back to his original position. If it weren't for the tiredness of the heaving chest, it would be as if nothing had happened just now. 1 second, or 10 seconds. The fight between the 2 people was a thing of the past in the blink of an eye. Boy, your swordsmanship is wrong, but unfortunately it doesn't work for me. You are such an idiot, quail eggs. Killer Bee pointed to Sasuke again. Oh yeah. You are toad emoji, quail eggs. Are the eggs bad? That's salted duck eggs, or salted eggs. If you don't like them, then salted pigeon eggs. I am a rapper born to rap. Oh yes, there are also hot live performances. Quote. Saying a word and shaking her body, saying a word and shaking her body, watching the Killer Bee Jinchuriki column force who didn't stop for a moment, or Sukuko floated countless black lines. Is this guy mentally ill? His speed. Boy, what's wrong with you? You're dumb. Take out the momentum just now. Come, let you feel better than the uncle. Do your best. Don't be polite. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, it's coming. The sharp knife light drew near. Killer Bee Jinchuriki column force dodged Sasuke's attack, while playing the rhythm. Golden Xiaohu danced samba. Boy, my profession. You know, now that I think about it, I've always wanted to be a rapper. Yes, rapper. They say you have to wear professional casual attire for performances, which looks like professional casual attire. Don't provoke me. Honor drives me. You will know what rap is. I know the way I'm going. This is Yunlei Gorge. The last thing you need to worry about is being kicked into the well by Uncle Bai. Oh yeah. Boy, I haven't tried my best yet. Why are you flying? Come back. Let's work harder. I thought of a good song again. Come on, let's move. Itachi, your brother is not an opponent at all. His swordsmanship is too playful. Don't jump to conclusions too soon, Ghost Shark. For the geniuses of the Uchiha family, breaking through in battle is the norm. Are you referring to your plagiarism? Itachi, do you really think that the copycat can play the genuine version? Although the difference between the two is not much at low levels, for those of us at this level, it is completely different. Read on and you'll understand. Yeah, then I'll take a good look. Covering his aching chest, he slowly climbed up from the ground, and Sasuke Uchiha brushed a few fingerprints. Yo, boy, are you ready to use ninjutsu? You really have no confidence. But forget it, come here quickly, the rhythm of the rap can't be interrupted, hurry up, let's continue. Since you are courting death, then I will fulfill you. Chidori current katakana middle dot body activation. Oh this speed. With his forehead pulled back and the scarf cut off, Killer B's eyes widened in surprise. Boy, so wrong, so wrong, so wrong, you remind me of a guy whose nickname is Yellow Flash. But you're worse than him. Don't stop. Faster. Hurry up. It's faster. You should feel arrogant if you remind me of that man. Falling at his hands is the greatest loss and pride of my life. Come on, let's go, you should speed up. Oh, looks like you've reached your limit. Once again dodging Sasuke's slash, Killer B swung out with both hands and feet. His fists beat his head, his feet kicked his waist, and Urzuzi fell out of the way like a cannonball. The raised head, the eyes of the two pandas are black and white. Killer B, who slowly walked to the edge of the steps, looked down from above, with unstoppable disappointment in his eyes. You're too bad, I thought you could have a good time better than the uncle, but I didn't expect you to be a good-looking guy, what a shame. No, oh yeah, oh yeah. Arrogance. You will pay for your arrogance. Yeah, boy, I can't see that you have this strength. Your destiny is doomed, its name is failure, oh yeah, oh no. Oh what, you give me death. Chidori 1 style change electric spur. The backhand pressed down to stab the blade into the ground, and the second assistant raised countless dust and smoke to the top. The bluestone paved steps flew up one step after another, killing Killer B's eyes. Asshole, bastard, that's the way I paved. Go to hell. The ninja sword, which was pressed into the ground, rumbled and slashed towards his chest, and Sharingan let out a grin from Yuhi's second assistant. This trick cannot be avoided. Thunder Dragon Kiba. The whole body is chakra injected into the blade, the earth is sheathed, and the sky is the basis. The thundering light is like a dragon's kiba, and it shoots into the sky, piercing the clouds obliquely. Killer B, who didn't know the stakes of this thing, threw it back to the platform and didn't move. Zizi Lala lay on the ground and sparked electricity. Ursukiko, who slowly got up, was proud, and now it's up to you to die. There are also updates. The cloud is working hard, everyone will find surprises tonight, and there will be more surprises tomorrow. Brothers and sisters, let's work together. Text chapter 242_remorse and remorse rain curtain of please. Hinata, Anko, Tamari. This is not true. Mobile reading is more convenient. m.heihei168.com. His eyes fixed on the ruined village, Terumi Mei, who had finally rushed back, was completely blinded. A gust of cold wind rushed through. Be careful to cool off the liver. Depend on my wife. Kiba sign in his mouth and ran as fast as he could, rushing into the ruins and running towards the house he remembered. The ruined houses were thrown behind them, and the deep pits were left under their feet. Looking around, there was no place that was intact. Hinata, Hinata, do you hear me? Anko, Sister Anko. Tamari. Standing in the dilapidated ruins with a loud voice, Lumang grabbed his hair tightly. No answer, why no answer? Master Deadwood. Go away. Don't be impulsive, ask first and then talk about it. Dada ran to his side in 2 steps. Terumi Mei issued a series of instructions to the gathered ninjas. Taking a deep breath of cold air and clenching his fists, Lumang turned halfway around. Where are they? I don't know, many people can't find it now. Asshole. Turning around and kicking the collapsed stone, Liamong was mad and didn't know what to do. Terumi Mei looked at his anxious appearance and had no choice but to send someone to continue the search, but where could he find it? Stinky boy. Fu-kun. Brother. He closed his eyes tightly and looked up at the sky. Fresh yuhi overflowed from the corner of his mouth that was bitten by the livid. Mobile phone reading is more convenient. m.heihei168.com. It is raining in the sky, and it will rain as soon as you say it. Pat. Where are you going? I'll go find them. Do you know where they are? I don't know, but I have to find it. Throwing away Terumi Mei's pull, Liamong headed into the distance. Most of the dilapidated airship was buried under the rubble, and when the hatch was kicked open, the nose was full of smoke and dust. Cough and cough, I went inside to find the room, and the three girls were laughing with the broken photo frame. Anko pressed on Hinata's shoulders. The little secretary pulled the front of his shirt and lowered his head, while Tamari, who was beside him with a fan with one hand, was valiant. Where have you all gone? In the darkness of no one, ticking tears blurred his eyes, and unstoppable remorse poured into his heart. Why not be with them? Why didn't you come back in time? Why is this all? If I didn't go out with Terumi-May, if I stayed at home, wouldn't all this happen? Self-blame and remorse were like two poisonous snakes entangled in the heart. Fresh yuhi dripped from the corners of the lips bitten by the livid. Sweet blood dripped on the broken photos, and the faces of several girls were all stained. Do not. Will not. Raising his sleeves, he carefully wiped the photo. The more fresh yuhi was, the more tears he shed. What? This is. What's going on here? Toes. Senju Tsunade stood in front of the collapsed gate of Kurigakure village, his eyes fixed in shock. Shizune Karen, who came later, covered her lips together, looking at the image in disbelief. Suddenly, a familiar mournful howl pierced through the rain curtain, and the three master and apprentice were all stunned. It's that bastard, what happened to him? Tsunade Shizune Karen had a bad premonition as he rushed through the door to find the sound and rushed outside the airship door. Bastard. Carefully wiped the photo and put it on the chest. Yuhi walked out of the cabin with bloody eyes. Sister Tsunade, they will be fine, right? They. What happened to Hinata Anko? Seeing the hope and desire in Liamong's eyes, Senjutsunade's heart shrank for a moment. She had seen this kind of look, more than once. After Naoki and Duan left, she would see it in the mirror every day. Too familiar. Bastards, they're all right. Really. It'll be fine. He wrapped his arms behind him and hugged Liamong to his chest. Senju Tsunade patted his back comfortingly. The beautiful things that I usually don't think about have been put on hold until now, but I only feel an unspeakable bitterness and loss. Cold tears flowed down his chest, and deep unease rose in Senjutsunade's pale golden pupils. Shizune Karen looked at each other and raised the atrium as well. They'll be fine, bastards, trust them. Sister Tsunade. A cry, thousands of tears fell. Senju Tsunade lowered his head in shock, tapped Yuhi's clothes, and blood dripped from the corners of his luminous eyes. Stay here and help me wait for them. I'm afraid they won't find me when they come back. What do you want to do? Gently breaking away from the warm embrace, Liamong wiped the blood and tears into a smile, and that smile was enough to freeze the sun to pieces. I don't do anything, I just want to repay them. You bastard, you! Senjutsunade's heart suddenly burst into extreme unease. Liamong is still smiling. Sister Tsunade, promise me, please. The first time in his life in this world hit his heart, and seeing the pleading in his flowing eyes, Senju Tsunade fell silent. A long time. I promise you. Thank you. Resolutely turned around and lifted up his robe, Liamong fit in and rushed outside the village. Seeing the pure white floating high, Senju Tsunade closed his eyes. Shizune Karen was stunned for a moment, then turned his head. Master Tsunade. Want to ask me why I didn't stop him? Chong Chong let out a sullen breath and shook his head. Tsunade looked at the rain screen with a sullen look. We can't stop it, that kid gave up. Big bad guy. Hem of his clothes, and Uzumaki Karen's bright yuhi-colored pupils were full of unease. What was that nasty guy going to do? Princess Tsunade, we need your help. A few dodges stopped. Terumi-May looked left and right in confusion. Liamong him. He's gone for revenge. What? You, why don't you stop me? Little girl, there are certain things a man must do. It's not that I don't want to stop it, but I can't stop it. Senju Tsunade looked at Terumi-May solemnly, and his heart felt sour. Naoki, Duan, if I had been braver, maybe things wouldn't be what they are now. Conan, it's time to make the world feel the pain. Next, let's go to Konoha. There are also more updates. There are constant surprises. Good luck, brothers and sisters. Look at the clouds. Look forward to cheering. Text chapter 243 _ oh yeah. Get it, just plug the door. Boy, idiot, bastard, do you know it hurts just now? Baidu Interesting Academy. Not dead. Not dead. Itachi, it seems that your brother's tricks didn't work. As expected, if the Killer Bee Jinchuriki column force solves it so well, we don't need to come here. You're still as ruthless as ever. Ghost Shark sighed and said curiously, aren't you afraid that guy will kill your brother? He hasn't used a knife yet, although he hasn't seen it with his own eyes, but he is the same ambassador. Sword Master, I can feel his interests. In terms of swordsmanship alone, that guy is definitely better than me. Quote. Have you ever been soft? Humph, although I'm not as good as him in swordsmanship, but in terms of final strength, it's not worth it. Tail Beast, I am also known as the Tailless Beast. Knife Killer Bee. 000. Boy, since you hurt Uncle Bai will let you learn about Uncle Bai's methods, so that you don't take Uncle Bai seriously. 8 knives come out of their sheaths. Choke 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 choke. Is this pose handsome? 1 foot like an ape, Killer Bee tilted his head and looked at Sasuke. The second assistant was blinded at the time. What bird pose is this? It is said that it is an 8-knife flow, but only 7 knives are seen, so it is okay to use 7 knives, but there is no one in hand. Raise one of the elbows with the right hand, crook the neck and put another one in the mouth, one in the lower abdomen, one in the raised leg and wrist, and the remaining 2 are placed under the left side, and the other is clamped inside the elbow. If you hold the knife like this, let alone attack, you will lose slag when you move. Interesting Academy. Does this guy have goldfish in his head? Hey, boy, what's your expression, are you scared by Uncle Bai? Killer Bee smugly said, I knew that my Yunlixia Geba has a special charm, oh yeah. Pay me back newly written tune. Flowers beside people, pretty people laugh in flowers, those who laugh want to take medicine, 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 check out. Quote. Bee Sting Flash. This is not a sneak attack, boy, next. Bee Stinger Flash. With a completely unimaginable attack, Nisukako was about to go crazy looking at the continuous shooting of the ninja swords. What kind of swordsmanship is he aiming at? A big wheel all over the body, the 7 ninja knives were spinning and stabbing, one moment at the front door, and the next moment at the soles of the feet. Killer Bee used all the joints and fingers of his body. Sasuke even suspected that his 2 feet could use knives. Boy, do you know the benefits? Bee Sting Sonata 3 fingers shooting. You have to hold on. Brush, brush, brush. With 3 ninja swords in a row, Uchiha Sasuke's 2 eyes were not enough. I can't understand it at all, it's completely unrealistic. What is such a knife technique? Weird, evil, gorgeous. Killer Bee turned 7 ninja swords into bee stings, killing bee stings. Oh yeah, oh no, oh just plug that door. Just plug the door. I should go wow once I've stuffed 2 pounds of braised eggs. Wow, 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 wow. Are all these god horses singing? Itachi. Ghost Shark. Orochimaru. Lord Killer Bee is here again. Give. Used to it. Are you even prepared for this? The new ninja was shocked when he took the cotton ball and slapped the dough. The old ninja took out 2 more coins from his arms and smiled. It's normal, you'll know how many times it's worth coming back to work. Aren't we going to help? The new ninja stuck his head out and glanced at Sasuke. That kid looks very interested. No need, the old ninja said without looking up. Our mission here is to prevent Lord Killer Bee from escaping. Didn't the above say that we should be protected? Those are all bullshit. With Lord Killer Bee here, let's guard against wool. If we can beat Lord Killer Bee, we will pay for it. The old ninja pouted and pulled the newcomer back. Looking at it from a distance, after just finishing the song, Urasukako has completely turned into a hedgehog, with more than 100 wounds all over his body. When the wind blows, it hurts everywhere. Even the original moon white shirt was dyed Yuhi color with blood, and turned into cloth strips. Killer Bee was very surprised when he saw it. Boy, have you come to auntie? It's not good, it's not good, it's not good. How can a man come to this kind of thing, or you have changed sex? Could it be that you changed from a woman? Look doesn't look like it. Oh yeah, oh no. Shut up. With a squeak, the robe was torn apart, and the second assistant opened the curse of the sky with hatred and madness. The cross pattern appeared, and the two strange hands protruded, biting the Kiba pass and flying into the air. Killer Bee blinked, stunned. You're a monster too. Oh yeah, that's really good news. It's more and more pleasing to the eye than uncle. But I don't think you are pleasing to the eye, so go die. Black Chidori stroked the blade, and the flashing ninja sword turned black. Type 0 spur. Hula Hula flapped her wings twice and flew into the air, Urzuzi paused and turned her head down, with the ninja knife in front and the body behind, and launched a surprise attack regardless of her own life or death. Killer Bee blinked, a sneer on the corners of his mouth, as the ferocious wind stroked his cheeks. Adding chakra to the weapon is really a low-level method, and this kind of child's trick dares to show off in front of Uncle Bai. I really don't know what to do, boy. Cloud Flow Horizontal Slash. Holding a ninja katana in one hand and swinging it horizontally, Killer Bee faced Fuziko with an expressionless face. Clang. With a bang, the two knives collided, and the entire stone platform shone with electric light, and the crackling and turbulent electric current lifted the ground of the four outer circles into the air. Boy, this is Yunlei Gorge, you are too much. What's the matter? This guy appeared. What happened? Lord Killer Bee's ultrasonic Raiden Thunder-style knife. I didn't expect that kid to be able to force this kind of secret skill to his advantage. Ultrasonic Raiden Thunder-style knife. The high-level application of Thunder Chakra. If you see the blurred body of the Killer Bee, that is the external manifestation of the chakra's rapid shock. It stands to reason that the boy's sword should not be able to resist. How can it still be? Didn't it break? The vibrations up to hundreds of times per second were transmitted to the whole body through the place where the two swords clashed, and the second assistant, who was fighting furiously with Kiba's teeth, suddenly widened his eyes. Die for me, the real killer move is here. Magic hanging. And oh, have a cup of coffee in the cloud and keep working hard. Text Chapter 244 That Touch of Yuhi's Wind and Sunshine. Have you heard? Kurigakure has a big event. Baidu Interesting Academy. What's the matter? Let's hear it. Ahem, that mouth is a little thirsty. Boss, give him a Marathi and count me. Thank you very much. The man who was showing off the gossip when he could get a cheap drink to drink looked at the bar impatiently. The guest urged impatiently, speak quickly, don't stay in this ink, everyone is waiting. Okay, let's say it. The old man with the neck agreed with his mouth, and the guy who showed off the news took the glass and quickly took a sip. Let me tell you, the village of Kurigakure was destroyed. Damn, you fooling ghosts, Kurigakure can kill people. A series of middle fingers were raised, and no one in the bar believed it. That is the hidden village of the 5 major countries, not the village of any small country. How can it be said that it will be destroyed if it is destroyed? Asterisk 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 ****. This is the real thing. I lied to you so that you can't die. Seeing that the big guy didn't believe it, the guy who showed off the news quickly defended himself without even thinking about drinking alcohol. I'm really not Hujo. Kurigakure is indeed maimed, although there are still some people left. The village is really gone. My uncle's second brother-in-law's third aunt lives there, and he went to Bensang 2 days ago. My dear friends are going to Bensang, why didn't you go? Isn't that far away from me? It's not uncommon for people to see me. He smiled awkwardly, and the news-selling ruffian grinned. Liamong in the corner with juice in his hand waited for a long time, took out 2 silver tickets and slapped them on the table before leaving. Looking at the distant back of Liamong, the guy selling the news hissed and scratched his head. Do you think that person looks familiar? I think I've seen it before. You're saying that, it's cooked. The pure white feather weave fluttering high, the silver long white scarf waving in the wind, and a strange hair accessory. That guy is Deadwood Liamong. That's right, it's really him. I had his general order coming some time ago. You wait. Interesting academy. Leaving the seat and rushing to the bar, the news dealer who had some friendship with the boss ran to the corner, rummaging through a pile of waste paper to take out an old newspaper and couldn't help sighing. Hey, it's really him. I haven't made friends with such a good opportunity. Even if I can't get in touch, I can just say a few words. I advise you to stay away from him. He's a famous calamity. What's wrong with the Disaster Star? It can bring me money. Not to mention the Disaster Star, I will also rush forward to pay for the Disaster Star. The sparse raindrops pierced the sky with the rumble of thunder, and there was no light in the drowsy sky. Walking into the hinterland of the land of rain, it seems that the whole world is connected. The rain is getting bigger and bigger, and the heart is getting colder. Hinata. Anko. Tamari. Brother, please don't be like this. Come on, brat. Fukun, you hate it. The shy little face is pretty, the big grin smiles, the black and white eyes blink, sniffling the nose and wiping the tears, being driven by the lost soul filled with remorse, letting the muddy knot over the foot. The cold rain poured into the shoes and rushed to my heart, but the sadness and trembling of the soul could not be stopped. Pain, heartache, regret. You'll be fine, right? You must be fine, right? As long as you can come back, I promise to never leave your side again. Hinata, Anko, Tamari. The bitten lips were numb and swollen, overflowing with fresh yuhi, but the pain in his mouth could not stop the pain in his heart. A Megakure ninja village, have you heard the wailing of the ghosts in the wind? Here I come. Standing in front of the towering gate and reaching into the void, Lu Meng grabbed 3 dolls. Uzumaki Nagato, you destroyed Kurigakure and made my 3 wives disappear, and I will completely reduce your lair to ashes. I have to see who is more ruthless. Korra the Fire Hand. Death Spear Natya. Princess Paris of the Stinking Ditch. A Megakure village, welcome your death. Come on, let me destroy the village in front of me. Don't leave a chicken or a dog, I will slaughter it today. Follow your orders. Elemental summoning, falling from the stones. He raised his staff high and pointed forward. The dim sky suddenly lit up with Yuhi's light, and 2 fireballs with a diameter of more than 10 meters dragged a long tail flame and smashed towards the gate of a Megakure village. The ninja on duty was dumbfounded and wiped his eyes. After confirming again and again, he opened his mouth wide and was turned into charcoal by the flames falling from the sky before he could shout. The rumbling door was shattered with smoke and dust, and all the ninjas who heard the explosion at the entrance of the village turned their heads. What happened in the village? I seem to see 2 fireballs. Look at those cigarettes. Let's go in. He ripped off the scarf with a blank face, took out Yuhi's stray light and pinned it to his forehead, strangling him behind his head with both hands. This is a tradition left by the Pre-Chin Tuchung many years ago. It has a resounding name called Yuhi Belt Tuchung. The Pre-Chin warriors used it to create endless murders, and today, there are also people who want to repeat its glory. Tie on this fishy Yuhi's belt and took out 2 ninja knives. Liamong stepped through the door that was blackened by the flames. A Megakure ninjas who came hulala stopped, each with a dark face and touched the weapon. The guy in the middle like the leader shouted twice, and the answer to him was a ninja knife that smeared across the neck. Xing Yuhi's bloodline floated up, Doda's flying head was thrown away, and the Megakures in the 4 outer circles swallowed their saliva in unison. So fast. It was so fast that I couldn't see clearly. What is still unclear, Master Umbrella was killed by him. Get rid of him, don't let him attack the village. Suddenly, the Omegakers launched an attack when they suddenly woke up and drew their swords. Countless thousands of books shot in front of him like rain and dew, and Liamong suddenly disappeared. People, where have people gone? Heaven, he is in heaven. Leaping high, holding two swords behind him, he jumped into the crowd with confused eyes. Martial arts lightning dance. With a ninja knife in one hand, Liamong, who incarnates as a streamer, does not need to slash at all. The only thing he needs to do is to hold the knife, and then launch a charge to the place where there are many people. The miserable wailing begins. When the streamer rushed into the crowd, it meant the beginning of the slaughter. Catch him, he is here. He came this way again. He is with us. Devil, this guy is the devil. Make him stop. Support, we need support. Pull the alarm fast. Give it a try and see if you can get more. There will definitely be a lot during the day, and the cloud is a bit sleepy. Text Chapter 245 _ Two Good Friends. Lord Killer B. The black wedge that pierced the body completely restrained the movement of the body, and Killer B Jinchuriki column struggled to stay in place. Baidu Interesting Academy. Up, Yuhi's Sharingan suddenly turned from 3 tomo into a hexagonal snowflake. The second assistant who succeeded in the sneak attack stepped back and retracted his knife, flinging his hair horizontally. I take your life. The sword marks drawn from left to right smeared to the throat, and Xiaoshu's ninja sword slammed into the air. Boy, you're so stupid. What happened? Mangekyo's Sharingan turned out to be ineffective against him. The eyes met and the eyes were round. Killer B turned his mouth away in disdain. Boy, you're not the only one to deal with, oh yeah. This monster. Even though he is very strange, he also said that others are strange. The old Sao idol old Wazihe's second assistant tore the corners of his eyes, and the 2 wings behind his back fanned forward, like 2 big slaps, trying to slap Killer B into a pie. Gates attacked from left and right. Killer B Jinchuriki column turned into a ring like a whirlwind, and 7 ninja knives stabbed forward one after another. B Sting 5 Dancing with Butterflies. Come on, boy, let's sing the same song called Oh Yeah. A knife. 2 knives. 3 knife chain. The first is a straight stab with one hand, followed by a dance with 2 knives. After the 3 knives appear in a row, the second assistant is forced to retreat again and again, until he can't bear the shaking and flying high. Just like that, he didn't please his whole body, and once again became a hedgehog with a light thorn. It's a really annoying ability. I hate flying animals more than the uncle. Boy, do you dare to come down. After many times of melee combat without success, he simply abandoned the knife and did not use it. The second assistant went crazy, but he was not stupid at all. Baidu Interesting Academy. Defeat him with ninjutsu. Looking up at the continuous thunder in the sky, and at the lightning flashes that clicked in the thunder, Sasuke Uchiha glanced down contemptuously. Killer B was irritated by this contemptuous look. Boy, do you really think that if you become a birdman, you can't do anything about him? The eagle soaring in the sky will never care about the provocation of the ground species. Arrogant guy, you can die. In this kind of place, the next ninjutsu doesn't even need to be prepared in advance, and its power will become stronger. Annihilate in the thunder. Raiden, thunder style, Kirin. The high raised right hand thunder and light flashed to cause the storm to gather, and the thunder and light of Yunlei Gorge for many years seemed to be summoned at this moment, frantically rushing towards the second assistant. Kisame Hoshigaki, who was watching from a distance, narrowed his eyes sharply twice. Itachi, it seems that your brother has invented a great ninjutsu. He's still a long way off. You're too harsh on him. We don't have that kind of strength at our age. Because we don't have it, he should become stronger standing on our shoulders. Only by surpassing his predecessors can he go further in this chaotic world. Ghost Shark glanced at his companion speechlessly. Beyond the predecessors, only an arrogant person like you would think this way. Now the strength of the entire ninja world is going backwards, and wanting to surpass the predecessors is not something that can be done just by talking. Quote. I have confidence in him and he has that talent too. Die for me. Hundreds of millions of thunderlights condensed and transformed into a blue-white giant beast with dark clouds roaring in midair. Its hideous head and Jing Yuhi's eyeballs, perhaps because of the curse of the sky, which originally represented the incarnation of a noble beast of judgment. It was dyed with a layer of ink, exuding bursts of strange and heart-pounding colors. Killer Bee, who was standing on the ground, couldn't hold him. Not only he couldn't hold him, but the 8 tails in his body were also shocked to death. Hey, what are you doing still standing there? Hurry up and run away, you'll be finished if you hit it. Run, run too, no matter how fast people are, can they be faster than lightning? Then you can't stand still, you will be hacked to death. It's okay, isn't there still you here? Bye, what do you want to do? Brother Wei, don't worry too much, just pay the rent, okay? Brother Tail, Viagra. Bye, if you want to call me that again, I'll stop with you. Allah Sao, Brother Wei, how can you not like this name? It's so popular, so. Bye, you bastard. Suddenly appearing in the outside world and hanging thunder on the top of his forehead, the 8 tails who were almost killed by the thunder roar let out an angry roar, mooing like a scalper on the verge of death. Then, I grass you uncle. Go ahead, he's already dead. The giant beasts with a height of dozens of meters, covered with thunder light, held their heads high, and black chakra balls gathered together frantically. Tailed beast bomb bulls roar. Yo, Brother Wei is so angry that he even used this kind of trick. Saying you won't get mouth ulcers. That's too bad, it reminds me of a song again. Shut up for me, bye. If you don't want to sing, you can deal with him on your own. If you deal with it yourself, you can deal with it yourself. It's not good to let you go out and blow your hair. This kind of opportunity is rare. The mental body changed and Kiba grinned. Killer Bee shook his head and looked into the air, barely avoiding Tailed Beast Bomb's second assistant Sharingan, sweating wildly, the sun shining on him, a kind of unspeakable exhaustion. One blow pierced through the clouds and drew countless rays of light, and the 2 Kumogakur who were cat-like in the distance bit their tongues in unison. Lord Killer Bee was forced to reveal his 8-tailed appearance, as well as that terrifying Raiden Thunder-style ninjutsu. Is this really a human-to-human battle? How old is the boy, or is it? Boy, don't sigh, hurry back and report. You have to understand that there is always no shortage of geniuses and monsters in the ninja world, and mediocre people like us can live safely. Senior. Get the hell out of here. The young ninja staggered with one kick, and the old ninja stayed alone to continue watching. The hope of surviving must always be left to the next generation. I hope the attack does not spread here. With its own strength, it will hang if it touches it. Itachi, what can your brother do? That guy turned into a beast with a tail, and he looks very handsome. This appearance reminds me of the 4th generation of Mizukage. Keep watching. Looking into the distance with no expression on his face, Killer Bee, who turned into a tailed beast, danced and opened the octopus horns. Boy, are you afraid? This is the true face of Uncle Bai. Dang dang dang. I am Kumogakur Ninja Village, the land of thunder. Yao is me, I'm Yao. Oh yeah. Next, brothers and sisters watch hands and work hard together. Text chapter 246_ set out to the depths and leave it to you here. You, don't come here. The Interesting Academy is the first release. Stained with fresh yuhi were separated from left to right, and the blood droplets of yin yuhi slid down the tip of the knife drop by drop to the ground. Walked slowly, he took a step, and the Omegakers in front took a step back, trembling with the Kunaran sword in their hands, afraid to step forward. This is not because they are not courageous, nor is it because they are cowardly, it is because the gap in strength is too great. The tattered footsteps smashed the water droplets, the figure walking forward penetrated the rain curtain, and the sparse rain also stopped the fear in the heart, and an emotion called unease was spreading. Kill him. Here we go. Out of the corner of their eyes, they nodded slightly to each other, and the 2 ninjas who were familiar with each other on weekdays pulled out the umbrellas on their backs. A Megakure village carry this kind of tool because of the constant rain. But for ninjas, carrying such an object on their backs is a hassle and a hindrance. Therefore, many people have installed mechanisms on it. Some have hidden swords in the umbrella, some have knives in the umbrella, and some have installed countless thousands of poisoned copies in the umbrella. The khaki craft paper umbrella was swirling and thrown into the air, and the two ninja cat waists launched a sprint. Like a thousand dew. Thousands of steel needles from 6 paper umbrellas shot out from the drizzle, like rain hitting pear blossoms. Liamong raised the ninja's sword expressionlessly, and at the same time as the two Megakures attacked, a golden beam came out. Chi mask spiral nen chi field. First, he sent out a barrier to stop the attack, and then he abandoned the knife and released his palm, and a sudden burst of blue storm enveloped the two Megakures. The horrific screams began. The two Megakures' screams turned into blood, and the piercing wailing before death pierced everyone's heart. The attack that seemed to be slashed by 1,000 knives caused all the horrified people to change color. So horrible. This guy is horrible. Who the hell provoked this demon? 9 figures in a row rushed in from afar, and the Megakures who saw the reinforcements showed a little bit of joy. Hey168.com. Intruder, why invade a Megakure? The people are almost here. What's the meaning? What is this guy talking about? Korra the Fire Hand. Death Spear Natya. Princess Paris of the Stinking Ditch. 3 figures, 1 big, 2 small and 3 small, appeared behind him, and Lu Meng raised his gaze indifferently. Kill them. Yo, is the fight going to start? They smell like burnt. I like the feeling of poke and poke. Let's have a fireball first. I like fire method. Fire method should play fireball, I never play with matches. Where did these 3 women come from? The helper he summoned. 2 loli and 1 girl stood behind the puppets who appeared, and the Megakures widened their eyes one by one. The little loli on the left is wearing a black, bottomed yuhi-faced golden patterned streamer robe, with 2 cloud-shaped silver wings protecting his left and right sides, and a finger of the magic stick as a fireball the size of a basin. The other loli standing next to her is not simple. This is an extremely violent girl. Every Megakure caught by her thinks so. Forcible, brutal, and unreasonable, it is the true portrayal of Natya, the spear of death. The black flying caps on their heads, holding a blue light-pointed trident, and waving the gods and ghosts to run wild, the foggy Megakures threw them into the air one after another, and went to see the god of death without waiting for them to fall. Compared with them, Paris, the princess of the stinking ditch in the end, is even more amazing. She has a charming and fiery figure, wearing a yuhi-colored dress, with a fluttering bra on top, and hot pants underneath, which are tight-waisted, so people can't pull it out when they look at her. But whoever is really bewitched by her will definitely end up in a tragic end. You don't have to know my name. Looking back in battle will kill people. Idiot guy, don't you even have the ability to fight? Hey, what about you? What are you looking at? What is going to happen next is a storm. What this princess hates most is the life that can't be dealt with all the time. Rubbish, just give them to you. Quote. Catch it, the storm show begins. Get out of the way. Stay away from that woman. With a smile on her toes, Princess Paris, who was spinning frantically, clucked away the garbage. Broken shoes, tattered stockings, used tissues, and even melon rinds were thrown around in a mess. The Megakure ninja, who could dodge, turned purple in an instant, and all this garbage was poisonous. The princess of the stinking ditch, of course, will not be the beauty of the small river. This princess knows that you can't escape. It's up to you here. Carrying 2 ninja knives, he charged forward, leaving the dolls flowing light and leaping to the roof. Not good. Stop him now. 5 groups, 9 groups follow me, the others strangle these 3 women. Want to kill me? It's so ruthless. Korra is angry, you're going to be out of luck. Yay. Repay Meteor's wrath, you bastards, you'll all turn into coke. The magic of the master is unimaginable, try this. Wandering Dragon Yanu. The blue war spear held high slammed forward, and the suddenly long spear head turned into a ferocious dragon head. The 8 golden dragon balls spun twice like satellites, and rumbled towards the dragon head. Bad luck for Omegakure village. The fiery meteor ignited endless thick smoke, and every time it fell, it would set off a flame of dozens of meters. Hearing the cries coming from his ears and looking at the dilapidated ruins in front of him, a deep sense of powerlessness filled his heart. Stop, intruder. Get around and don't let him rush inside. Swish swish swish, several figures jumped into the air and stabbed their knives towards each other. The light under their feet raised their heads indifferently, their eyes met, and a palpitating cold filled my heart. Hinata, Anko, Tamari, watch, I'll let them know what happens when they offend you. Spiral aura. Do not want. Stop. The rapidly rotating vortex storm, like a call from the underworld, the Omegakure who jumped over tore their throats in horror. With the cannon fodder contained above, the 2 Jonins floating from the ground pulled out their ninja swords, and stabbed them on the front chest and back. Omegakure Jonins were excited when the icy sharp blade stabbed to the chest. Go to hell, intruder. Today Union will work hard. Brothers and sisters, let's watch Union's performance. Let's work hard and make breakthroughs together. We need more support. Text chapter 247 _ the echo of the expedited letter. Kurigakure Village Express. Yuhi colored ribbon around its neck fell to the hidden village of Shikoku, Funghuo Lei 2. The ninja who got the letter from Heihei168.com did not dare to delay, and ran to the office without looking at it. To get the letter eagle attached to the expedited sign, something big must have happened, and this kind of thing must be notified to the shadows in the village immediately. Watching Zanshin, the 4 leaders of the hidden village were all shocked. How is this possible? The village of Kurigakure was destroyed by Akatsuki. The opened letters were spread out on the desk, the 5th generation Hokage Jiraiya, the 4th generation Reikage Yayui, the 3rd generation Tsuchikage 2 days scale Onoki, and the 5th generation Kazekage Gaara all frowned. It's not a good thing, we're in trouble. It is also a hidden village in the 5 major countries, and no one knows the truth of losing teeth. Akatsuki can destroy Kurigakure today, and he can destroy them tomorrow. This matter must be taken seriously, It seems that Terumi Mei's little girl is very angry. Humph, their small village has such strength, no wonder it can be ruined. Grandpa, watch your waist. Looking at the arrogant appearance of the 3rd generation Tsuchikage, Kurathashi reminded worriedly. Click. My good granddaughter, you are really my own granddaughter. Grandpa, what's wrong with you? My waist. You flashed to the waist again. Kuratsuchi complained as he stepped forward to support him. You've already been told to be careful. Look, you flashed again, didn't you? He's a lot of age, and he's still occupying the puddle and not shitting. I can retire early and recuperate. Tsuchikage is such a tiring position, let others do it. Kuratsuchi, is Grandpa so bad? Big Yuhi's nose was dripping with oil and sweat, and for 2 days Onoki glared angrily at his own granddaughter. Baidu Interesting Academy. The lively and cute sister Kuratsuchi pursed her lips. You're not bad, what's wrong with your back pain? Ow. Kurathashi, my waist. With a fierce slap on the back, the 3rd generation Tsuchikage, who instantly exploded his hair, glared his eyes, his eyebrows and hair all exploded. Kurathashi shrank back weakly, and nibbled at his fingertips in panic. Grandpa, are you okay, Grandpa? I didn't mean it, I really didn't mean it. You have to believe my grandpa. What's wrong with you, Grandpa? Grandpa, don't look at Byakugan, Grandpa. The medical class is coming. Lord Tsuchikage has passed out again. Well, why should I say it again? Send a letter to Konoha and ask them what they think it is necessary for us as allies to stand on the same page. Taking the letter and handing it over to Anbu, Kankuro turned around and frowned. Gaara, although the village's finances have improved a lot, it's still not enough to start a war. Although I hate the old men and women in the Round Table Council. But what they said also has some truth. This action, is it to inform the daiming house? Brother, do you think daimyo will give us money? This, his flamboyantly painted face turned black, and Kankuro knew that he didn't have to think about it at all. It is impossible to count on the great name of the land of wind to pay, even if the sun hits the south. Then that's what we're going to do. Wait, Akatsuki's purpose is to turn the world upside down. When the daimyo's own safety is at stake, he'll be more urgent than us. When we don't have to speak, he'll send the money. Gaara, you have grown. Don't imitate the old man's words. You are still young, brother Kankuro. Cough, I'm old. Squeak. Kaharu, Menyan, 2 teachers, what kind of wind is blowing, which is blowing you 2 old masters again? Little Jiraiya, I know you don't want to answer us, but as Hokage you have to understand. Yeah, there's something I don't understand. The lecherous fairy's mouth was covered with 8 hairs, stinking like sweet potatoes, disgusting like a toad. 2 immortals, little Jiraiya, this immortal is 54 years old, still young. But compared to your 2 old coffin boards, this immortal is younger. Small means young, young means vitality, vitality means man, and man means woman. The crystal ball left by the old man is really a good thing. Look back and see, since this artifact, the Intimacy Paradise series has sold 5% more. Ah, my youth is boiling again. Is it better to visit the bathhouse in a while, or is it better to visit the bathhouse? Otherwise, go check out Ichiraku Ramen. Ayame's body is so beautiful, especially the big white ass in the shower, those breasts, and that. Little Jiraiya, what are you thinking about, little Jiraiya? Ha, I didn't think of anything. With a snort, Jiraiya sucked the hada, and Jiraiya's face was full of leprosy. Kaharu Udatane, Homura Mitokado clacking old faces as if bitten by a dog, asked what they thought about the village of Kurigakure. Knowing that she couldn't get past it, Jiraiya put away her smiling face and said her plan. No, we will never agree to send troops. Konoha can't survive the war, and the village of Kurigakure is destroyed, let it be destroyed. Then what if Akatsuki comes to us? Jiraiya stared at the 2 old guys with twitching eyes. How could he not drink water and choke you to death? We are not Kurigakure. Konoha has the strength to resist anyone invading. You resist. Door inflammation. Kaharu. Boom. He slapped the teacup 2 feet high with a slap, and Jiraiya opened his mouth in the crisp cracking sound and scolded, your 2 heads were kicked by a donkey, or did you fill them with silver? Now Konoha's strength can resist Akatsuki. What? We once resisted the invasion of the other 4 countries alone, little Jiraiya, as Hokage, how can you not have confidence in the village? Grow others' ambition and destroy your own prestige. Nonsense. A mouthful of spit at the door, Jiraiya jumped on the table and pointed at her nose and scolded, you 2 old people still have the face to mention this to me. It's okay if you want me to have confidence, you guys bring me back all the 8 colors and 4 generations. Come on, it doesn't take much, I'm halfway confident enough to resist any attack. Little Jiraiya. Mouth was open, Kaharu Udatane Homura Mitokado was angry, how can people who are already dead can be recovered? Let him go to the past. Aha, what you said is really light. But there is one thing you are right, Konoha's power is a thing of the past. 2 advisors, we must correct our mentality. Akatsuki is not a country and a village can resist, reinforcements are needed. Ahem, little Jiraiya, we can actually ask the daimyo. Shut up. With a gloomy expression on his face, Jiraiya broke through the blockade by covering up his murderous intentions for decades. I would rather join forces with the rest of the Shikoku hidden villages than ask the daiming house for help. If you 2 old people stay alive now, I don't mind sending you to the ground with my own hands. Little Jiraiya, you are presumptuous. I'll put you a size 4. I am Hokage, get me as far as you 2 old guys go. Immediately, now, dog, woot. And oh, many, the cloud is working hard, come on. Text chapter 248 _ the eagle about to spread its wings. Little Jiraiya is too arrogant, he doesn't have the bearing of being a Hokage. It's easier to read on a mobile phone. M.Heihei168.com, angrily walked out of the office. Kaharu Udatane's old face was as ugly as a dead mother. Homura Mitokado gave her an angry look. Okay, there's no way to push him to the top. However, we really can't go on like this. You mean? Our old friend is someone who can't stand loneliness. Homura Mitokado pushed his eyes, and the old dry botch's face turned ruthless. Kaharu Udatane was taken aback. If you want to get him back, the villagers won't agree. Of course we can't do it now. We have to pick a good time. With the support of big names, everything is not a problem. But the village. We are also doing it for the good of the village. Konoha doesn't need an arbitrary Hokage. Humph. If you don't do anything with the village, 000, interests first, his Hokage is nothing. Standing at the window looking at the sky with a sullen face, Jiraiya closed her eyes sullenly. Hokage is really not a job that people can do. Such work should be done by monsters. The Millennium Fox is not bad. When will that dead boy Naruto grow stronger? Tired, too tired. Lord Raikage, Yunlei Gorge has been attacked. Boom. What did you say? Yunlei Gorge was attacked. The ninja who came to report the message knelt on the ground and repeated it carefully. Who dares to attack Yunlei Gorge? A fist smashed the tabletop and rounded his eyes, and the fourth generation Raikage's mustache was all raised. Interesting academy. It's from the Uchiha family, and he has the circle fan logo on his back. Uchiha Itachi. Akatsuki has arrived at Yunlei Gorge. He fixed his eyes in shock, and the fourth generation of Raikage turned the rags into even more rags. Hearing the roar that sounded in his ears again, the young ninja who came to report the letter said uneasy. The attacker was 8.6-year-old boy, not like Uchiha Itachi. It's not Uchiha Itachi, who is that? Lord Raikage, it should be Sasuke Uchiha. Her charming eyes glanced at the broken table, and Azabui reminded her with a cold face. The fourth generation Raikage, who found that something was wrong, coughed twice and waved away the ninja who reported the message. Well, I'll take a look for myself. The table is very valuable. This is the fifth one this month. Mabuyi, can you stop being so fussy? Sir Raikage, if you are not satisfied with the way I work, I can submit my resignation immediately. Mabuyi, the village still needs you very much. Bang. Lord Raikage, Kurigakure Village Dispatch. Raikage, who was about to go to Yunlei Gorge, sat back in place. Kurigakure Village destroyed. Kuchi flicked the tattered table with his fingers, and the fourth generation Raikage suddenly stood up and smashed the chair. I ordered the whole village to immediately enter a state of 3-pole alert, notify the logistics department to check the equipment, and notify the reconnaissance department to inquire about the news, inform the garrison to strengthen defenses and be ready to deal with the possibility of war. Quote. Yes, Lord Raikage. Raikage, who stood up with a mustache, unfolded the letter and looked at it again. What about the Five Shadows talk? It seems that the ninja world is going to be turbulent for a while. We Kumogakure are not afraid of anyone. Azabui sent a letter to Shikoku in my name, saying that the old man agreed with the proposal of the 5 generations Mizukage to hold talks in the hidden villages of the 5 countries. Understood, Mr. Raikage. Mabuyi nodded, hugged the folder, walked to the door, and turned around to remind him when he was about to go out. The 8th chair this month, your consumption limit is almost the same. Please pay attention, it exceeded the limit last month. Have not been filled yet. Quote. That old man went to Yunlei Gorge. Itachi, your brother is in trouble. His shoulders against the sword and his long neck, Kurigakure looked at the battlefield excitedly. Tailed beast bomb like a barrage of guns sprayed from its wide-open mouth. Sudden. It's like the thrill of anti-aircraft guns hitting mosquitoes. Boy, this is Yunlei Gorge. Damn, do you want to use that technique? The 2 wings flapped wildly back and forth, and Orochimaru's dark smile appeared in front of Nisukako's eyes. If you use Mangekyo here, you will fall into that guy's calculations. However, for now, it doesn't matter. The body that had been injured many times gradually became weak, and Ursukiko, who had a bitter mouth and a dry tongue, narrowed his left eye. Mangekyo Amaterasu. The hexagonal snowflakes of the eyeballs that opened suddenly were ferocious, and while a line of blood and tears spilled out of the corners of the eyes, black flames burned towards the giant beast. Killer Bee, who was jumping up and down happily, couldn't stop. An indescribable pain pierced through his soul, and an unstoppable scream rushed towards Yun Xiao. Whoa, who the hell is this? It hurts more than the uncle. Brother Wei, come out soon, let's change, I'll go to hide first. Brother withdraw, you resist, oh yeah. Ow, Rabbi, you're an idiot. Really, you're stupider than anything, stupid like a pig. No, pigs are as stupid as you. No, you're more stupid than a pig. The burning pain that penetrated the bone marrow spread from the chest to the whole body. Kisame Hoshigaki, who was standing in the distance watching from afar, was amazed when he saw the behemoth roaring and struggling. Itachi, isn't that your pupil technique? How could he do it? Mangekyo is the highest level of Sharingan, and the abilities produced by different eye-openers are not the same. However, there are occasional situations where brothers and blood relatives have similar abilities. Sasuke and I are brothers. It is not surprising that we have Amaterasu. It's really an enviable ability. Kurigakure eccentric person sincerely admired. Having such a pair of eyes, it is convenient to do anything. Don't be too envious. Everyone has their own strengths. Genius is not determined by blood. When Uchiha was prosperous, only 5 fingers could open Mangekyo. Therefore, it is genius who developed blood, not blood. Genius is born. Your argument is really strange. The ghost shark turned his head and looked at Itachi seriously. Everyone in the world is proud of the family blood, but this guy is beyond these constraints. To have such a teammate is really humble and insignificant. Orochimaru. Hissing Yuhi's long tongue floated up from the water. Sunin's cold kunais overflowed with an unstoppable smile. I didn't expect you to grow to this point. I thought you didn't dare to come out. Sasuke snorted coldly. The cold wind blew up, and Yuhi's eyes met. This should be the 5th update. Let's see if we can get another 5 chapters today. Text Chapter 249_No Madness, No Survival. Amegakure, the country of the river, and 2 ninja swords were handed to the chest one after the other. Baidu Interesting Academy. Standing in the water curtain despite the wind and rain, Lu Meng is expressionless, calm like a machine. To be successful. Kill him. The sharp point of the knife pierced the middle of the raindrops, and the 2 Amegakures froze in place before their excited expressions dissipated. The same 2 knives, pierced into the same place. Amegakure, who had a tingling pain in his chest, slowly lowered his head, his eyes full of disbelief and horror. When did the knife come out? Why am I not seeing it? Is he a monster? Splashes of water, and the gulu-gulu blood contaminated the water surface. He raised his foot and stepped over the corpse that fell on the ground. Lu Meng had no expression at all, as if he had done something trivial. The 3 remaining Amegakures hesitated. To go, or not to go? If he went up, he would definitely die. His throat was itchy and he glanced at the dead captain in the pool of blood. The pale-faced young ninja shivered with his knife. The 3-foot-long small blade shook like a patient suffering from epilepsy. What should I do? With his head full of thunder, he looked left and right, and the young ninja looked to his teammates for help. The other 2 Amegakures didn't do much better. The left one was trembling. The right one was trembling. The 3 of them shrank their hands and did not dare to step forward. Until Liamong was far away, they all let out a sullen breath, and lowered their heads in panic. I don't want to either. Forgive me, Captain, forgive me. His Nizen inserted his hands into his hair. The young Amegakure sobbed and shed tears. Big drops of tears slid down his cheeks and fell into a pool of blood, and the 2 companions came to their side. It's not your fault. He's too interested. I'm scared, you know, I'm scared, I can't even hold a knife. The captain will forgive you. Such a character should not be dealt with by us. The starting point of the interesting academy. Rather than comforting his companions, he comforted himself, and the other two Omegakers, who were a little older, leaned over. The killing record is still going on, the fire is still burning, and the meteors are falling from the sky, each time they will smash a piece of ruins. The villagers of Omegakar village left their houses in horror and rushed to the shelter in a panic. The elderly, children, women, and children stood on the top of the highest spire in Omegakar, and the Liamong roared on their backs. Hinata. Anko. Tamari. 3 names, 3 roars, and the blood-soaked youth suddenly looked down, staring at the village under his feet. Mom, I'm scared. Grandpa, I want Dad. Crying, shouting, noisy, fragmented voices came to my ears, and anger ignited in my cold chest. Deep in the dark underground, the pitcher plant broke through the sand. Don't you stop him. If the village is destroyed, it will be very troublesome. No need, the things here have little to do with us. The more we give, the more we get. Zero will be angry when he comes back. Nepenthes looked back at the shadows. Then don't let him come back. Are you sure? Not everything has to be done with certainty. High towers, screaming, 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 clasping fists with both hands and roaring desperately, hysterical shrieks shredding clothes, pouring rain pouring on the chest but not as desolate as the heart. Since I can't find my wife, you should all bury them together. Energy seal open. The blue dragon goes out to sea, and the golden tiger comes into the world, all come out to me. Sigh. Roar. What is that? The body froze instantly and looked up at the sky, and the Omegakar ninja who looked back was stunned. The azure blue light continuously slashed to the top of the tower, and the blue dragon Jongkiba, who was born in the thunder, couldn't stop roaring. The golden tiger descended from the sky with stripes on its head and feet on the rain and dew, and its 2 eyeballs flickering with lightning were like the judgment of the ancient gods. As the 2 giant beasts appeared, Liamong's body also floated into the air, and a strong sense of unease poured into his heart. This is it. Bring it on. Come on. God, if you have won, you will kill me. Come. Come on. What is the devil shouting? Why do I suddenly have a bad premonition? Look at the sky. An Omegakar who found something wrong pointed to the sky. What's wrong in the sky? Wen Sheng raised his head and his chin fell to the ground, and the large tracts of ninjas were all wood. God, what is that? The endless thunderstorm roared and coiled, and the Uzumaki lightning flashed suddenly, and in the center of Uzumaki, the terrifying golden pupil was comparable to the sun and the moon. It was a very strange eyeball, looking at it as if seeing the whole world. Liamong is completely insane. If you have won, you will kill me. He raised his middle finger high and pointed to the sky, and the thunder that fell with a click hit his forehead. Perhaps it was the provocation of Liamong that angered the one eye in the sky, like a bucket of electricity, Jinchuriki column, as soon as he said it. Bathed in lightning, the boy who bit the steel kiba and vowed to take revenge stepped forward. It was very difficult at first, but after 2 or 3 steps, it turned into a rush. Omegakar village ninja Spartan. What is this lunatic doing? He dragged the thunder light from the sky and flew with his feet, and Liamong leapt to the blue dragon with a mad laugh. Destroy me all. Crushing the steel kiba grabbed the winding horns of the blue dragon, and the numboy kept grinning. Looking at this bloody thing, the ninjas of Omegakar village became restless, and countless grass mud horses stepped on their foreheads. This lunatic. I rely on awe. Run fast. Run. If you don't run away, you'll be gone. Who pushed me? Go die. Run away, don't make a fuss. Chief, where is our chief? Lord Angel help. OMG, he's here. Who can save me? No, no, Ah screamed in place, and the terrified Omegakar turned into coke. Riding the Kanglong angrily attacked. The skin on Liamong's body was cracked, and the bursting blue veins were like meandering earthworms, constantly squirming and extremely disgusting, and in just a few blinks, he completely disappeared from the human form. Fishy Yuhi, skin was dewy, the dried blood vessels were broken, and all the internal organs were stained with lightning. Liamong's body was on fire, the strands of hair turned upside down and turned into stars, the two eyeballs were so white that there was no image, and even the ears also lost the sound. Can't hear, can't see, and in less than a moment, even the pain disappeared without a trace. Am I going to die? Subconsciously pursing his lips, if it weren't for the sweetness in his mouth, Horror would really think he had died. Gradually, even the little taste in the mouth disappeared, and the world seemed to fall into darkness all of a sudden. The cloud will work hard, brothers and sisters. Text chapter 250 _ The greatness of Uncle Snake is unimaginable. Snake on the ground, even if you have a dream of flying, it can only be a fantasy in the end. Orochimaru, you and I are like an eagle and a snake. If you want to get these cursed eyes, it will only lead you to death. Sasuke, you can only know the result after you have done it. Speculation or persuasion is just meaningless to disturb the facts. In order to learn all ninjutsu, master all truths, and become the ultimate individual, I don't mind paying any price. I take your eyes. Shadow Snake Hand. Chidori Current. Don't use these boring things, you know it's useless to me. Lightning circled all over and electrocuted all the flying poisonous snakes, or Sukuko looked at Orochimaru with contempt. Uncle Snake hissed and raised his head. Don't worry, this is just an appetizer, I want to give it a try. How many means do you have left? But before that, there is one more thing to solve. Water Instant Body Sealing Fire Seal. The scroll spit out from his mouth squeaked out, and Orochimaru sealed the burning Amaterasu on Yao's body. Another good material is in hand. The next topic is to study the secrets of tailed beasts. Maybe this thing can also be artificially manufactured. You're a lunatic. Ha ha ha, well said, I am a lunatic in the eyes of the world. But what about this? An existence that cannot be understood is always easy to be misunderstood. Just like leaving Konoha, and leaving Akatsuki, not because of betrayal, it's a difference in concept. What I'm after is something you'll never understand, maybe only that dead kid can understand a thing or two. You're talking about the rotten wood Liamong. Urzuzi turned around badly, and his pupils shrank imperceptibly. Putting the scroll in his throat, Orochimaru, who stretched his long neck, licked the corner of his mouth. You seem to care about him. It doesn't matter if you don't care, the eagle will never watch the rabbit. Heihei168.com. You said he was a rabbit. Orochimaru squinted his pupils amusingly. That kid will be mad when he hears it, and I really want to see his expression with my own eyes. Sasuke, no matter what you say, compared to him, it's too far behind. Not only in terms of strength, but also in realm, it's a pity that kid is too lazy to keep up with me. On the contrary, it's you who has this possibility. Shut up, I'm Sasuke Uchiha, I don't need to repeat anyone's path. Good ambition, I hope you can still have this persistence in a while. Futon, Wind Style, Daitapa, Great Breakthrough. Chidori Current Chidori Sharp Spear. Sasuke folded his wings to block the attack with a broken face and pointed forward thrust. A storm like countless small blades blew on the wings, bringing countless blood flowers, but this child with a problem in his head didn't care at all. Dagger Technique Flash. I gave you this trick, but you actually used him against me. Neck slightly to avoid the sword slash, Orochimaru had a despised anger. But the next moment, he realized something was wrong. Bee-Sting 5 Dance with the Butterfly. The slashed ninja suddenly let go and spun, and Ursuke, who swiped with his middle finger, bent his index finger again, aiming at the end of the hilt. The whistling cold light flashed, and Orochimaru, who had blood marks on his cheeks, stuck out his tongue and licked. Killer Bee Jinchuriki Column Force Tricks, these eyes are really convenient. Itachi, do people in your family like to get something for nothing? Kisame Hoshigaki looked angrily beside him while watching the battlefield from a distance. The people of the Uchiha family are all thieves. Itachi's younger brother is a thief among thieves. To cultivate that kind of swordsmanship, it requires not only talent, but also proud creativity. Now that it's time, the 2 eyeball cards will be in your hand. Does this keep people alive? He should have been dragged out and shot. 5-fingered and single-handedly flying. Urzuzi does not have the 7 knives of Killer Bee, but he also has something that Killer Bee does not have. Chidori Current Chidori Sharp Spear. With the right sword finger and the left ninja knife, Orochimaru, who was blocking the left and right, summoned dozens of poisonous snakes. Sasuke, who had dealt with the snakes like chopping melons and vegetables, sneered, "These boring things are useless to me." "Really? Then you will pay for this." The poisonous snake that opened its mouth ran towards the door, and when the snake's mouth opened slightly, a cold light lit up. Scandium squeaked the twin swords, and Orochimaru stared at Sasuke with a sinister sneer. The 2 sharp knives that were both strong and hurried clashed, and the second assistant waved his right hand and retreated far away. What a fierce battle! I didn't expect to see 2 such battles in a row today. The old ninja who was left to observe sniffed, took out the binoculars and looked at Killer Bee. Murder Bee-sama thought that was over, but it didn't seem to be completely dead, and it was only a matter of time before he could recover with 8 Tails abilities. The key point now is, will this time be there? I hope nothing happens to that kid. 8 swords and 1 flash Chidori Current. The fierce lightning flashed with the sword light, and Orochimaru, who had blocked the attack several times, sneered. Attach the chakra of the thunder attribute to the blade to increase the attack power and piercing power, and paralyze the opponent while attacking. Your talent is really good, but it is only a joke to use such a thing against me. Next, just let you see how big the gap is between us. Quote. Wind. Earth. Thunder. Orochimaru stood proudly with an attribute attached to each stroke. Ursukoku, whose eyes were straight, lost his composure. Attaching chakras of different attributes to the same weapon is infinitely close to fusion, and then a new Kekkei Genkai is born. This monster is really not human. Itachi, our former teammate, still has a stake. Don't be deceived by the appearance. The magic he performed is not necessarily magical, like sandwiches stacked on top of each other, seemingly seamless, but actually has distinct layers. You mean he's a liar? It's not about cheating or cheating, and even if you can't integrate, you can't be timid. Sasuke, my sword has 3 types of chakras attached to my sword, and I have 3 abilities at the same time. Because the sword itself has no shortage of sharpness, I chose the speed of wind, the gravity of soil, and the shock of thunder. Are you ready? There are still 3 chapters, and the cloud has found some feelings. Brothers and sisters, with capable support. When the state is restored, we will definitely satisfy everyone, and maybe we will open a new book at that time. Compared with this Virgo, the cloud believes that tomorrow will be better. Ask for support. Text Chapter 251 _ The Conspiracy of the Dark Mouse under the Prosperity. Ahead is Konoha. Let's say hello to Master Jiraiya first. We haven't seen him for many years. I don't know if he is still the same. HeyHey168.com. After this time, everything is over. Nagato, Conan whispered, and Heavenly Path turned his head to correct. Don't assume this name belongs to a mortal in front of this body. I am Pain now. 2 feet slowly floated up. Heavenly Path rose into the air and looked at Konoha. The bustling village was full of laughter. Children were chasing and playing. The city was noisy, and the women were talking and nagging, all of which were enviable. But the happiness of this village is built on the suffering of other villages. The richer the big country is, the poorer the small country is. Hidden under this hypocritical appearance is the oppression and plunder of Kaiguago. As a god, it is the duty to shred this disgusting falsehood and let mortals understand what real pain is. Only when mortals truly understand the horror of pain will peace be their quest. Forgive me, Mr. Jiraiya, after the destruction there will be a new life. As an apprentice, I should not do anything against you, but as a son of man, I must take revenge. As a god, one should exercise the responsibilities and powers of God. In Pain's name, the village will come to an end. Hi Ino, where are your two companions? Don't mention them, it's annoying. What's wrong? Sakura blinked at her friend's depressed look. The younger sister, who is both horizontal and vertical, said angrily, it's not because of those two guys. What happened to them? That fat man doesn't know what kind of madness he wants to pursue me. You mean Choji? Sakura twitched hard. Sakura was excited, and quickly persuaded her to agree. She agreed that she would not rob Sasuke from us. We must eliminate the danger in the bud. Baidu Interesting Academy. Shut up. Asshole, I use the same mouth as you. Sakura, what do you think I should do? I really don't like fat guys. But it's not a good look to reject him like this. Why don't you promise him? Sakura comforted him. Actually, except for being fat, Choji is good in other aspects. He has a gentle personality, high strength, and most importantly, a sense of security. By your side, Dorafang. Are you trying to match the big fat pig with Sable Zen? Sakura, you're too bad. Ino, I'm doing this for your own good. Boom. For my own good, you let me marry Choji. With a slap on the table, her eyes spit fire, and Ino's sister instantly evolved into a flame turtle. Sakura smiled brightly, followed with a full mouth, don't marry, don't marry. It's you anyway, forget it, I have to go back to the flower shop, bye. Depressed for a long time, he got up to say goodbye, and there was a burst of laughter from the barbecue shop 2 blocks away. Kiba, don't play like this next time. Choji, what are you afraid of? It's just that crazy woman of Ino, don't worry about it. But we do it. And isn't that honesty and bravery? If you really want to succeed, you will make a lot of money. Inuzuka Kiba patted Choji's shoulder hard. How do you say that sentence? The world is as black as a crow. Old man, wow, you can't eat a carny. Ino is actually a match for you. Shikamaru. Shino. Hey, what are the expressions of the two of you, am I right? Inuzuka Kiba shouted in dissatisfaction. Yes, you were right. He raised the water glass to cover his mouth, and kept throwing his legs away in secret, and Shino's liver was broken. Shikamaru, is Ino really compatible with me? Kiba. Shino. Choji, you have to recognize the reality. Seeing his friend's hopeful expression turned into disappointment, Shikamaru shook his head helplessly. Ino likes Kakashi's kind of dumb crane, it's impossible for you to chase her. Ino loves Kakashi. Kiba, can you finish listening to the story? When did I say that Ino likes Kakashi? Didn't you just say that? I mean she likes that type, okay. Type. Shikamaru repeated twice in a row to strengthen his tone. Inuzuka Kiba, who finally figured it out, cut his voice, and then his face became stinky again. But speaking of it, that type is very popular. Why don't we learn from them? What are you learning? How to wear a mask. Shikamaru gave Kiba a hard look. Just like you, wearing a mask will definitely be tortured. You don't need to shout on the street to know that you are a robber. Depend on. I'm like a robber with a mask. You think you'll be better when you're masked, but you have to squat in with me. Kiba, Shikamaru, he doesn't look like a robber and won't go in. I didn't say he looked like a robber, don't you think he looks like a thief with a mask? Inuzuka Kiba said and took out a black towel, and regardless of whether Shikamaru agreed or not, he swiped hard at the person's face. You guys look at his head, look at his eyes, look at his nose, just put the black scarf up and don't need to open your mouth. You will know that he is a habitual thief, and he will definitely squat on the streets. You don't need to say that, your gestures are really similar. Like your pot lid. Companion, Shikamaru sighed and looked at Choji, isn't it possible to get rid of that thing? No, sticking out his tongue to reveal the dark seal, the little fat man lost his smile. Shikamaru raised his chin in trouble, this is a conspiracy. As long as you have this thing in your mouth for a day, we will have to be suspicious of people, and maybe even affect the family. Shikamaru, what should I do? Thinking of the previous terrifying experience, Choji clenched his fists subconsciously, and the disgusting old man involuntarily appeared in front of him. Fishy Yuhi's eyeballs, gloomy eyes, and a disgusting face. You don't need to do anything, we'll just wait in the village for them to take action. Shimura Danzo, this old thing is really haunted. Do you want to split the relationship between the Inoshikacho family and Hokage? You can't do it with me in one day. Picked up the water cup and took 2 sips of cool water, and when Shikamaru was about to say something, a continuous muffled sound came from his ears. In an instant, the 4 little strongmen left their seats. What happened? Running to the window to look out, Inuzuka Kiba narrowed his eyes. Boom. Lord Hokage, Akatsuki raids the village. There are still 2 chapters. It seems that the second half of the night, the cloud will take a nap first, get up and continue coding, asking for support. Text chapter 252 _ the aborted battle packs up and retreats. Ghost Shark, you stop Raikage, I'll take Yahweh away, today's battle will not wait for the result. Mobile phone reading is more convenient. m.heihei168.com. You asked me to block that guy. The Kurigakure eccentric turned his head and glanced at the figure rushing in not far away. This is a really good challenge. Be careful, that guy is fast. After saying a word, it scattered into the sky and drifted to the battlefield, and Sasuke Orochimaru, who both stopped, confronted each other. Killer Bee. The sound came, the person came, the fist came, and Kisame Hoshigaki, who was blocking the way, crashed into the mountain wall like a ping-pong ball. What are you doing here? Out of the corner of his eyes, he turned to Killer Bee, who had passed out, and Sasuke and Itachi met. Take him away. That's my prey. Orochimaru, in front of me, you have no right to speak. Uchiha Itachi, you are so arrogant, don't think that you will always win if you win once. Asshole, you guys put the Killer Bee down for me. The fierce thunder light came out like an armor, and the 4th generation Raikage Yaoi arrived in the blink of an eye. This guy can't stop it. With the shattered saber muscle on his chest, the Kurigakure eccentric climbed out of the mountain wall in a daze. Standing in front of Killer Bee Jinchuriki, column force, turning around and looking back, Itachi and I's eyes hit the air. The 4th generation of Raikage first glanced at his fainted younger brother, then at Itachi, who was standing beside him, and finally glanced at Orochimaru and Sasuke. The ignored Kurigakure freak was angry. How dare you ignore me? You don't need to talk about trash fish. Today is really a lively day. Sanin Lengkun, Uchiha brothers, what are you doing here at our Kumogakure? Trash fish, he said I was trash. Asshole. Who are you calling a trash fish? Shark muscle flying chain slash. The big knife thrown by the grip at the end of the handle smashed behind him like a meteor hammer, and the 4th generation Raikage, who suddenly turned his head, raised his fist and smashed it. Interesting Academy. A blinding thing has happened. The iron fistful of bursting chakra lost its power the moment it collided with the big sword, and was almost stabbed in the back of the hand by the protruding spikes. Stepped back and raised his eyes, and the 4th Raikage stared at the weapon that became larger and thicker. You don't know me now, nigga. Kisame Hoshigaki, the Kurigakure freak, is here, and I'm going to cut you into pieces. Shark muscle slash. The blade that was pulled back by the brush slammed out from the side, and Shui Shun came to the front and swung the blade to chop. The sharp spikes came into view, and the body of the 4th generation Raikage turned into a streamer. A trash fish is a trash fish. Even if you get a great weapon, you are still a trash fish. Your strength should come from this knife. If you lose him, you will still be a trash fish. What the strength to speak up. Recurrent storm. The bent elbows gathered all the chakra and slammed into the back of the heart, and the strange Kurigakure, who had a wind in the back of his head, was immediately shocked to death. This speed is too fast. Dare to call me a nigger, go to hell. The continuous sound of cracking bones came into the ear, and the ghost shark that was hit by one elbow flew into a kite, fell out several dozen meters and hit a pile of stones before it stopped, and the big mouthful of blood kept going out. Crazy spray. Solve one, then it's time to fall. Itachi, you go first, this nigger let me come. The skeleton hilt wrapped around his body returned to its original state, and Brother Chung's disciples were resurrected in place. 4 generations of Reikage. Eyes turned to the ghost shark who stood up in a full state for an instant, but the next moment he rushed to Itachi's side. Sound east and west. Thunder plow hot knife. You kid in the Uchiha family, die for me. The bursting darkness collided with the shining white light, and the 4th generation Reikage, who used his body as a knife, froze in the air. Mangekyo Sharingan Susanoo. Sasuke is optimistic. No matter what path you choose, you need the power of willpower. What I use is the extreme embodiment of Sharingan. Itachi, give him to me, you go first. Sweeten, water style, water colliding wave. Since you rely on speed, let's change the environment. Jumped high into the air and spat out endless waves, as if the upside-down waters of the Silver River for 9 days were mixed with muffled roars and drowned everything. When the water pressure decreased slightly, the reappearing figures were all enclosed in blisters for several miles. Next is my home ground. Sweeten, water style, water prison shark dance. What the hell is this? An amazing amount of chakra. 4 generations of Reikage. Uchiha Sasuke. Cold, Kunorikimaru. Looking at the monsters that were half fish and half sharks after fusion with the shark muscle, their pupils tightened, and they also tightened their defenses against the current situation. Fighting in water is no better than fighting on land, and it is very troublesome to show strength in such a region. Nigger, aren't you fast? Give me a quick look. Spine, a Jinchuriki column, gills on the shoulders, and a tail on the back of the butt, stared at Reikage 4 generations angrily. Dare to bully me with speed, now I want to see which of us is faster. In the water, it is always the world of swimming fish. Things are in trouble. Gululu spit out a series of bubbles, and the 4th generation Reikage narrowed his eyes. The terrain was unfavorable and he had to run out first. You guys play slowly. His feet sank into the ground and he sank half body, and Orochimaru said hello and slipped away. Come with me. With one hand, Killer Bee, who had passed out, held his strength and pressed Sasuke's shoulder with the other. Uchiha Itachi turned into a crow and disappeared. Seeing the disappearance of his younger brother, the 4th generation Reikage roared angrily. Assholes! You're all bastards! Righteous Thunder Shen Fury Thunder Axe. The big feet raised high carried the infinite force to the forehead, and the ghost shark, who was ready to collapse on both hands, smiled. Sure enough, in the water, your speed and strength are much less, so we can have a good time. He has to figure out a way to get out. He will take advantage of the geographical advantage in the water, and he can't get up fast if he can't keep his feet on the ground, but he can rely on the fish and tail growing on his body to speed up, which is really a strange opponent. Depressing his body and sinking to the ground, the 4th generation Reikage looked gloomily at the ghost shark. Akatsuki monster, don't be too self-righteous, and then let you see the limit of ninjutsu. What happened over there? Quick, Lord Reikage needs help. Hey, we don't need to be in such a hurry. Tolui, when will you change your rambunctious personality? Lord Reikage is in danger. Hey, what danger will he be in? Mabuyi's celestial technique can't kill him, he's very safe. Tolui. I'm sorry, I slept until dawn when I closed my eyes. I don't have to go out to the cloud today. I code words throughout the day, and send as many codes as possible. Text chapter 253_worry in wind's breath. The misty drizzle poured over the windy valley, and a few weasel-like animals jumped into the wind and played gliding. Mobile reading is more convenient. m.heihei168.com. Hey, did you hear that there are 3 humans in the clan recently? I knew it earlier, it was brought by the contract girl. That little girl is a big trouble. She plucked your hair again. Shut up, I'm in a hurry to talk about this again. The big tail dragged behind him swayed, and the twilled Itachi shivered. When the companions saw what it looked like, Chi-Chi covered the corners of their mouths. The twilled weasel was angry, don't be complacent, I'll mobilize her to put you to sleep tonight, and see if that little girl doesn't pluck all your hair out. Big sister, you can't do this, big sister, we are wrong. I know it's wrong now, it's too late. Kama Itachi with a twill face said angrily and left. The younger brothers in the back were all anxious. Big sister, don't run. Tisk, big sister, listen to us. Seeing the figure disappearing with the big tail flickering, the remaining few ferrets all twitched. It's all your fault, it's you who made the eldest sister angry. How can you blame me, you were the one who opened the mouth first. What's wrong with me talking first? I didn't make the eldest sister angry. If that little girl finds me tonight, I will hand you over. You bastard, don't think about it. The two little claws clenched into fists and waved, and the black-haired ferret who caused the trouble ran away. Please ask for leave for me, I won't go back. Day. You bastard, take care of your own mess. Don't run, nigga, catch it. What do you guys want to do? Help, I don't want to accompany that little girl, she's too scary. It's the first release of the interesting academy. Cough cough cough. Hinata, are you awake? Sister Tamari. You just woke up, don't speak in a hurry, come, drink some water first. Where's Sister Anko? Weakly opened his small mouth and pursed a cool mouth. Hinata asked worriedly about Anko's news. She's in the next room and hasn't woken up yet. Are we here? The four outer circles are all mountain-walled rooms, dotted with emerald vines with yuhi-colored fruits, and outside the round windows, the wind is constantly singing and whimpering. Tamari, who took the cup, sighed, this is Wind's Breath Valley, the domain of the Kama Itachi clan. Sighed. Little girl, didn't you see me? The little animal that looked like a weasel greeted him, standing up and waving his small paws. With round ears and a black nose, Hinata had a good impression at first sight. Kama Itachi was startled by her loving gaze. Your eyes mean something, make a statement first, I'm not a pet, don't try to hug me to sleep. Is it swollen? Seeing the doubt in Hinata's eyes, Tamari smiled embarrassedly, reaching out and wanting to clip the hair. The white sickle ferret, who was shocked, ran to the door. I'm going to prepare the herbs, and you can find me if you have anything. Don't run, come back to me. Hand, Sister Tamari. It's okay, let the guy run away again, isn't it just plucking 2 hairs, and he won't die. Rose and Yuhi grabbed her waist, Tamari snorted angrily. The weak Hinata coughed and smiled, sister has a really good relationship with them. She shivered all over her body and retracted her little head, raised her hand to wipe the cold sweat, and the black lines all over her forehead. We have a good relationship with her. Selling high, the biggest mistake in our life is to sign a psychic contract with her. If God can give us another chance to choose again, we will definitely kill the guy who signs a contract with her. Sister Tamari, how many days have I been in a coma? Forget it, it's been half a month. Cough, brother him. Don't worry, I have asked the Kama Itachi clan to send a letter to the country of wind, and Fu-kun will get the news soon. Turning his head to look at the strong wind howling outside the window, Tamari frowned slightly. On that day, at the last moment of the first battle in Kurigakure village, he used a reverse psychic technique to escape. Although he managed to escape Shinra Tensai, almighty push, of heavenly path pain, he also lost the news. Fu-kun, be safe. Seeing the worry in Tamari's eyes, Hinata bit Kiba and tried to get up, but her weak body couldn't move at all. Hearing the light cough coming from beside him, Tamari quickly suppressed the tumultuous little girl. Take care of the injury first, things can't be rushed. We must take care of ourselves first so that husband Kun can rest assured. Sister Tamari, brother will be fine, right? Don't worry, our husband Kun will be fine, he will be fine. Bang bang bang. Contract girl, the person you brought has woken up. His long eyelashes wrapped in bandages and trembling twice, Mitarashi Anko stared blankly at the ceiling. On the green vines, a few bright yuhi fruits glowed slightly. 5 days passed in the blink of an eye, and the 3 girls who had recovered slightly sat together. When are we going back? Anko glanced at the sandstorm outside the window and asked Tamari urgently. Sister, don't worry, the injury isn't healed yet, so it's useless to go back at this time. But that brat. Don't worry, sister, Gara replied that he is safe, and our main task now is to recuperate. The previous psychics did too much damage to the body. We entered the crack of time and space without signing a psychic contract. It is a miracle to survive. Tamari couldn't help but feel terrified at the thought of her previous horrific experience. Carrying 2 people and using reverse psychic to transfer, it is really a life-threatening thing. Once again, it will definitely be a dead end. Anko, who also remembered the horrible memory, bit Kiba, and the weak little secretary couldn't even speak. By the way, during this time, elder sister and younger sister can visit those 2 clans. Over. The contract girl is going to harm people again. The footsteps came to a crunch to the door, and the white-haired ferret drew a cross in his heart for the 2 friends who were calculated. The Land of Wind, Sunagakur Ninja Village. Kankuro pushed the door and walked into the office. The 2 brothers were relatively silent for a long time. A long while, Gara asked, has the letter been sent? Kankuro nodded, leaning back against the wall and sighing, the news from Omegakure village has been confirmed. I really didn't expect him to do such a crazy thing. No news from him yet. No, Kankuro shook his head. According to several parties, he finally retreated from the sky riding a golden tiger. It should be fine. Is there really no problem? Hearing Kankuro's apparently insincere words, Gara's eyes flashed with unease. Halo, this chapter was posted at 10 o'clock, why didn't it appear? Strange things. Text chapter 254 Why is the old man still not dead? Say, where is Uzumaki Naruto? He grabbed his neck one by one and raised it in the air, and the Hell Road increased his strength little by little. Baidu Interesting Academy. What happened in the village of Kurigakure was repeated not long ago, and the 2 hapless Konoha ninjas stared blankly without spitting out. It seems that you don't know, so what's the use of keeping you? Go to hell. Well, what is that? The image of Yama slowly emerged from behind, and the frightened eyes flashed into his pupils. Shikamaru, the cat on the corner of the street, poked his head out, half-pulled his head, and shrank back. Inazuka Kiba, Akamichi Choji, Aburame Shino, all cast inquiring glances. Shikamaru, what shall we do? There is a serious lack of intelligence. We can't act rashly at this time. We are too different from the intruder in strength. Let's just watch it. Inazuka Kiba bit Kiba unwillingly. Shikamaru glanced at him and analyzed. The 2 people who were caught just now are elites in Chunin, but they haven't even seen one face to face. Although I upgraded to Jonin, my strength lies in strategy, and my personal ability is not outstanding. Although you guys are good at fighting, but you don't have enough experience, we can't deal with that guy. Not even your wisdom. It's not a question of wisdom, but the crushing of strength. Shikamaru sighed sullenly again, with his head half pulled and sweat on his forehead. Several teenagers looked at each other unwillingly, all of them desperately thinking. The village is under attack and we can't just watch. I know, give me some time. He closed his eyes with his hands and 5 fingers facing each other. Just as Shikamaru held his breath and thought about countermeasures, the Konoha ninja village had already ignited quite a bit. Heihei168.com. Strange armed rockets, 5 guided bullets. Shiradao, who was a puppet master in his lifetime, had 3 heads and 6 arms and a long sword on his back. The sharp serrated blades swept recklessly like a snake, and the ninjas surrounding him were not even close enough to break into 2 pieces. The rumbling explosion sounded again, and the support team came to Yuhi. Get rid of him, don't let him continue to destroy the village. Kill this monster. Send him to hell. Wind Demon Shuriken. Futon, Wind Style, Wind Blade. Suiten, Water Style, Water Cut. Come on, brothers. Little Jiraiya, you can't be impulsive. Hurrying back to the office, two old guys, Kaharu Udatane Homura Mitokado, stopped at the door. At this time, you should be in the center to command, not go to the battlefield to participate in the battle. Get out of the way. You are Hokage. I said, get out of the way. Jiraiya raised her voice irresistibly. The two advisors immediately became angry. You. Stay on the side. He pushed open the door with his left and right hands, and Kaharu, the doorman who stumbled, retreated to the sides. There was a muffled sound, and the two old guys were completely out of breath when they looked at the door that was slammed down. It's so outrageous, it's so outrageous. Kaharu Udatane scolded his old eyes with fire and hatred. He is Hokage, how can he be so impulsive when encountering things? Immature, this is a sign of immaturity. Homura Mitokado also followed suit. A qualified filmmaker should know how to choose. How can you take risks at will before the information is not clear? This idiot Jiraiya, does he know that Konoha is in a troubled time now? This stupid and impulsive 205, a Reba with chan oil in his head, a stupid pig with an elephant in his nostrils. Opened his mouth and cursed wildly, and the exasperated Homura Mitokado banged on the table. Kaharu Udatane tilted his neck to look at the thick smoke outside the window, and suddenly lowered his voice. This might be an opportunity. Chance? What chance? You mean? It's the thing you mentioned last time. Homura Mitokado's old eyes gleamed, and he folded his hands, lowered his head to think for a moment, and raised his eyelids. I'll send a letter to Daimyo. Turning his head to look at another burst of fire outside the window, Kaharu Udatane stepped out of the door. Little Jiraiya, you can't blame anyone for this. You are too immature. We did this for the good of the village. Hokage's power is too centralized and irresponsible to everyone. Not thinking about what was wrong with what they were doing, the two old guys who were about to bury their necks in the soil started to get bad water again. After brushing the written letter, he handed it over, and the old woman gave it to her cronies. After a short time, Konoha flew into the sky without saying a word. The letter eagles that have undergone special treatment will not be called, which is easier to keep secret and less likely to be discovered. It's time for us to go to the shelter. The villagers still need our comfort. Leave the fight to the young people. We can't move our old arms and legs. I'm old, I'm really old. If I can't keep up with young people, I can do things within my power. They pretended to look at each other and walked away. The two old immortals who just didn't participate in the battle got into the shelter. As soon as he entered the door, he sold his tongue. It was good words to appease, but also cheer. When encountering a dead person, I said a few words of condolences, and when encountering an injured person, he turned his head and called a medical ninja. Don't worry, the village will avenge your father. Children don't cry, men have to learn to be strong. Quick, there are still wounds here. Thank you, sir, thank you so much. This is what we should do. After being pretentious and busy, two old guys entered, and the villagers who were in the chaos gradually settled down, and the worry on their faces was reduced a lot. Homura Mitokado Kaharu Udatane smiled knowingly upon seeing this. This is what the superiors should do. Peace of mind is more important than fighting and killing. How can Hokage rush in front of everything? Little Jiraiya, you still have a lot to learn. After looking around for a week, the door that opened the scene, Yanyang gave a speech. Don't panic, the intruder will be resolved soon. For those who are injured, please wait patiently for the medical ninja rescue. If necessary, ask someone to explain. Young people try their best to help take good care of the elderly and children, and we will definitely get through this. Quote. Yes, Elder Menyon is right, we will definitely get through this difficult time. My mother, it's okay, didn't the elder say, it's okay? Good, don't cry baby, the elders said it's fine. Boom. Advisor, the front line is in an emergency, and the head of the Hatake family died in battle. Door inflammation. Kaharu. 10,000 grass and mud horses. As soon as the code is posted, the cloud will continue to work hard, and don't make weird situations again. Text Chapter 255. The name of Kumogakure village is really weird. Kurui Omoi, the Secretary General has sent a letter. Let us go to Yunlei Gorge to support. Interesting academy. Oh, my god. Omoi, who was holding a lollipop in his mouth, covered his forehead. Just after handing out the flyer, I'm going to see Mr. Rory's sloppy master. What happened? Could it be that he sneaked away or crossed the house again? Isn't this a very normal thing? Just like every woman has a few days every month, our master sneaking is similar to that thing. It is necessary to trouble every time. How many of us? We are very tired and tired to say. Omoi, you are talking nonsense again. You are so big, and you eat lollipops. You are not ashamed. What's wrong with my lollipop? You're paying for it. Okay, you two should stop arguing. It's tiring to be the captain of the two of you, and your shoulders are sore. Samui, your shoulders are sore because your breasts are too big. You don't feel sore when you see Omoi. The boy with a lollipop in his mouth rolled his eyes at the girl who was choking him just now. From Tiancheng Airport immediately became violent. Omoi, what do you mean by saying this? Please explain it to me clearly, or my mother will never finish with you. Kurui, don't get angry all day long. It's not good for girls to be too angry. It's easy to irregular menstruation and lead to ovarian hypoplasia. The main reason for your lack of breast growth is that long-term anger leads to ovarian dysfunction. You have to believe in science. Quote. Omoi, you nagging bastard, give me your science to die for. A big flying kick kicked in the chest, and the Yuhi-haired girl raised her fist. Samui, with blonde hair, blue eyes and big breasts, shook his head at the two players who were battered, and shouted speechlessly, let's go. As a ninja, you should be cool. What's it like to be noisy all day long? Be careful if you go late. Quote. We'll come right away. Chi Shushua shivered and retracted his fists and feet, and the men and women who remembered the horror of their master quickly followed. Baidu Interesting Academy. The big blisters in Yunlei Gorge, the fourth-generation Reikage stepped on the ground and stared at the transformed Kisame Hoshigaki. Shark, are you ready? This uncle is going out. Ju Niu Lei Plow Hot Knife. The four-generation Reikage turned into a streamer and rushed out of the bubble. The rumbled water curtain formed a strong vortex behind him. Kisame Hoshigaki was stunned by the sudden situation. This guy is so fast. But you can't get out just like that. The fishtail that grew out of the back of the buttocks swayed left and right to chase. Reikage ran in front. The ghost shark chased behind. The giant blisters surrounding them ran over the forest like a tsunami, and the two ninjas who came to support Quan Sibata. Tarui looked at she looked at Tarui. I think, what the hell, we'd better lean to the side. Talui, don't you think you're a little late? Sorry, run away. The blisters caused by the rumble covered the whole body in a blink of an eye. The two of them were thrown out before they could hold their breath. Some rotten wood and branches hung all over their faces. There was a tree fork on the left, and wood slag on the right. Holding a dog's tail flower. Hey, I seem to have seen Reikage-sama just now. You said that, I seem to have seen it too. Really Reikage-sama? To look at the blisters that were far away, and the two Kumogakure, who were all wet, looked at each other. Lord Reikage, wait for us. Come on, hurry up. The two big feet flung their broken heels behind them, and Tarui and Zillion used their strength to suckle. The two men and one woman who happened to come to support blinked their eyes, and they followed in the footsteps before they figured it out. Samui, Kurui, Omoi, Yi, Kumogakure, where do you get so many yi? It's yi, it reminds me of chicken shishi, and I still recite it after removing 2 points. Why did you come so slowly? It's very fast. Okay, finished. Where's my lollipop? Omoi, who couldn't find any sweets, was depressed. The girl standing next to him pointed out that his butt was a big flying foot, and turned to Tarui with white hair and big lips and asked, "Where's Lord Reikage?" There. What? Turning to look back in the direction of the fingers, Yuhi noticed that the girl was stunned. Not only her, but also Samui, who was blonde, big-breasted and blue-eyed, only the heartless Omoy doesn't care. A person as strong as Lord Rakage is definitely fine. By the way, where's our master? I don't know. Oh, that's really nice. Omoy, what did you say? No, I didn't say anything, and the science proves that I really didn't say anything. Blinking his eyelids, he took out the ninja kit, and Omoy smacked his mouth and picked up the lollipop. This is just corn, this is just strawberry, and this is vanilla. Which one should I eat? Go eat your big bastard. Chest, Yuhi-haired girl Karui looked at Yunlei Gorge. There were few cliffs in the east of the familiar canyon in the past, and there were many lakes in the north. There were traces of battle everywhere. In the forest washed by the water, all the rabbits, tigers, jackals, and foxes are filled with yellow soup. If you are lucky, you can spit it. You can move twice. Master, something must have happened. I know, the master was taken away by the monster. Holding the lollipop that almost fell, Omoy babbled and sold his lips. Follow the rules, theorem, our master is sure captured by monsters. Just like we reported before. Master Rakage, the master was captured by the monster. Lord Rakage, the master was captured by the monster again. Sir Rakage. Boom. Let your monster die, this time is different from before, the master was really taken away. Karui, you beat me again, the master is so interested, how could he be taken away? How do I know, you ask them. Reaching out and pointing to the dazed Tarui and Shi, the two guards of the fourth generation Rakage have all become Spartan berserkers. Tarui, the guy who hangs out with Killer Bee, really has a problem with his head. Hey, are they mentally ill? Do not know. Are you not a medical ninja? I can only heal the sick, not the brain. Hey, what do you two mean? Are you going after Lord Rakage or our master? Don't be foolish like a telephone pole. Another chapter is written. Brothers and sisters watch first. Text chapter 256_ you gotta remember we're not ducks. Hand, Sister Tamari, is this the psychic beast you're talking about? Hinata blinked blankly, with a bunch of punctuation marks on top of her forehead. Hey168.com. The big-mouthed duck didn't want to. Little girl, do you look down on me? I'm sorry. Hinata lowered her head timidly. I didn't mean that. Then what are you? Let me first say I'm not a duck, quack. Okay, Donald Duck. Tamari grunted angrily. Don't scare my sister. The contracted little girl of the skunk clan. If you give me another nickname, I will fight with you. The blue sailor hat on his head jumped high, and the big-billed duck was angry. I am a lone scorpion, a lonely one. Do you understand? What is it that is not lonely? It is not a duck. Tamari pouted silently. To be clear, do you want to sign a contract with my sister? Then that, can I think about it? Okay, then you can consider going. Hinata, let's go. Hey, don't go, hey, just leave if you want to. Seeing Tamari saying to leave, the big-mouthed duck was anxious. I promise, can't I promise, little girl is too cruel to you. Quote. Sister Hinata, go and sign with him. Stumbled and signed a contract with the reluctant Donald Duck. Hinata was kept by Tamari. Little girl, since you made a blood contract with my clan, you must keep one thing in mind. You said. Hinata moved to the side in fear. Donald Duck opened his mouth. Remember, we are not ducks, repeat with me. Interesting academy. Ah yes. We are not ducks. Loud. Donald Duck yelled at Hinata dissatisfied. Your voice is too low. We are not ducks. Well, it's a good deal, although I'm not very satisfied, but forget it, you come with me. Shaking his big white buttocks and taking 8-character steps, Donald Duck, who took a step and swayed twice, took Hinata up the hill, and while walking, he introduced, the mountain where our lonely family lives is called Luoxia Mountain, which means the setting sun shines. Being able to come up with such a beautiful name proves that our lonely clan are not those ducks who can only quack and squawk. We are nobles among ducks. No, we are not ducks, we have nothing to do with ducks at all. Yes, You're not a duck. Well, not bad, little girl, you have a lot of money. Donald Duck glanced at Hinata with satisfaction, and then coughed twice. Well, where did I say it? You talked about Luoxia Mountain. Hinata reminded cautiously. Yes, Luoxia Mountain. Donald Duck rattled twice with his left hammer with his right hand. This Luoxia Mountain is a good place, and our lonely clan is also a powerful group. Therefore, for the next period of time, you have to study hard with me. Okay. Why don't you ask what to learn? Donald Duck Quack turned his head. Just now, he praised you for your future, but you're stupid when you look back. Little girl, listen carefully, you will learn to paddle with me in the next time. Paddle, paddle. The milky white pupils blinked in confusion. Hinata didn't understand what was good about paddling. Donald Duck was annoyed. Do you think paddling is easy to learn, Quack? I tell you, Quack, it's hard to learn paddling, Quack. I know. She shrank back timidly to avoid the spit in front of her eyes. Hinata suddenly realized that the duck in front of her was it was the solitary bird in front of her. How could it be unreliable? Found that Hinata's eyes were wrong, said angrily, forget it, facts speak louder than words. As a literate, noble and elegant loner, we should despise all inelegant behaviors. For example, quarreling, cursing, it should not be. You come with me, and I will arrange a place for you first. Stepping forward and shaking his big ass, Donald Duck, who calls himself lonely, brought Hinata home. It was a beautiful little nest with a quilt in it. The little secretary Hinata blinked, and the whole person turned green. Shall we live here? Aren't you satisfied? Donald Duck shook his big butt and sat in the nest, swaying from side to side. Look at how comfortable it is, and it's also padded with velvet. I tell you, this thing is my secret. Donald Duck, what the hell is wrong with you? Come out to me quickly. Oh, sell high, say sow will arrive. Little girl, remember, when anyone comes, you will say I'm not here, you must remember. He hurriedly ordered 2 sentences to jump out of the bed, and Donald Duck's head dipped into the grass and disappeared. As soon as he disappeared, an elegant bird with a slender neck and feathers like snow fell down. Hinata blinked blankly, fascinated by this beautiful big bird. She had never seen such a beautiful thing before. Compared to the duck that quacked and quacked when he was in a hurry, and called himself a loner with its mouth full of feces, this big bird was thousands of times more beautiful. Little human girl, where did you come from? With her slender neck leaning in front of her, Ms. Swan was condescending and flapping her wings. Her cold and dignified tone was like the princess of the ice and snow country in fairy tales. Hinata was sluggish for a moment, and told the blood contract from beginning to end. After listening to Ms. Swan and looking at her for a long time, just when the little girl was uneasy and didn't know what to do, this beautiful big bird smiled and sang aloud and called out. The distant chirping sound reached Yunxiao, and within a quarter of an hour, the successive bird calls came back. Standing on the hillside, Hinata was completely stunned. Under the afterglow of the setting sun, beautiful swans rode across the lake, flapping their wings and falling from the sky. Elegant, holy and inviolable. Donald Duck, whose head was half pulled out of the grass, sighed. It seemed that this little human girl was lucky enough to be recognized by these stinky birds so quickly. Well, this also saves the trouble of my old man. Quack. Donald Duck. It's not me, I'm not Donald Duck, I'm Donald Duck's younger brother Tang Laoshi, you've got the wrong person. It's not me, I'm serious. Being pulled out of the grass and retreating to the tree, Donald Duck shrank his neck, and all the swans around him were fried. Brothers and sisters, beat this thief who stole our feathers. Don't hit your head, Gah. I was wrong, Gah. Am I wrong? Quack, 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 quack. The cloud continues to work hard. Text chapter 257_tired old dog. Mr. Jiraiya, your time has passed. The spikes that penetrated his chest slammed hard, and Heavenly Path's eyes couldn't help but bursts of loss. Hokage, whose heart was pierced, fell down, and the Konoha ninjas who were watching the battle from the 4 outer circles were dumbfounded. Hokage-sama is dead. How is this possible? Blah blah blah, wow. I'm the Toad Boy from Mount Myoboku, and Jiraiya, who is nicknamed the Toad Immortal, is also, isn't this pose cool? How many cheers, how many laughter, I don't know since when, Konoha has accepted this out-of-tune Hokage. It seems that as long as his trademark laughter doesn't fall for a day, the big guy has something to rely on in his heart. But now, with no more support, Jiraiya is dead. Shikamaru, is this really, 0-0? With his eyes wide and his head turned, Inuzuka Kiba looked at his friend eagerly, unable to believe what was happening in front of him. Akamichi Choji, Aburame Shino, Ino, Sakura, all the ninjas who knew or didn't know turned their heads. Shikamaru closed his eyes tightly after taking out a cigarette and shivering for a long time. The crowd froze for a moment. One by one, they bowed their heads slumped, not daring to raise their eyes to confirm the terrifying fact. The news of Jiraiya's death came into the sanctuary. The Dorian Kaharu Sparta, who had just calmed the crowd, rushed into their minds. In their wide eyes, one said disbelief and the other panicked. Everything. Interesting academy. The dead room was silent for a moment, and there was a chaotic mess. People looked at each other in horror, and the panic spread rapidly. Menyan hurriedly shouted, "Don't panic. You said, how did Jiraiya die in battle, and what happened to the enemy?" The murderer who killed Hokage-sama was the 6 intruders sent by Akatsuki, which matched the information sent by the village of Kurigakure earlier. The enemy did not do much damage. A slap in the air. Homura Mitokado was really angry. What is not much damage? Explain it to the old man. Gudong swallowed several mouthfuls of saliva and raised his head to take a look. The reporting ninja bit his lip. According to the information, Lord Hokage killed the Hell Realm, and then destroyed the Human Realm, the Asura Realm, the Hungry Ghost Realm, but what? But they're back. The 10 fingers of the messenger ninja fell into the hard floor because of their overexcited excitement. Lord Hokage had already dealt with them, but they turned around and ran back alive, Beasts said. Every time they channel, they will appear intact. Lord Hokage has been ineffective for a long time, so much so that. How could this be the case? Is the information given by Kurigakure village false? I knew that these enemy countries were unreliable. The anger was hard to calm, and the spit was roaring. Homura Mitokado still had a little bit of the original calm. Kaharu Udatane looked at his gaff and said nothing. The old woman was numb now. 2 advisors, the village is not safe now, do you think? He whispered in his ear, and Anbu with an eagle face mask stepped aside. The suddenly awakened old man caught sight of the old lady, and hurriedly tidied up his clothes. Lord Hokage died in battle. We must go to the village to take charge of the overall situation. Don't worry, villagers, victory will definitely belong to us in the end. And running away, Kaharu Udatane Homura Mitokado rushed to the gate in a panic. After going out, he ran straight to the back mountain without turning his head. Back to the village, back to the fort. Jiraiya died in the battle, just their old arms and legs. Wouldn't it be obvious to die if they went to the village? It's better to go out and avoid it. After the war, I have to come back and clean up the village. Konoha has lost a Hokage, and we must not be missing any more. Yes, this is how things are. We must retain our usefulness and come back to preside over the overall situation. We are all for the good of the village. Run away. Climbing up the hill with hands and feet, Homura Mitokado Kaharu Udatane just left the edge of the village when a shock wave swept through the entire village. The raging gust of wind blew up the rattling clothes. Resisting the discomfort and looking back, the ruined village seemed to be hit by a meteorite. At the top of the sky far away, Pain, who opened his hands like a god, announced loudly that this was the punishment of the gods. The commercial district is gone, the public bathhouse is gone, everything is gone. Hokage Office, Ichiraku Ramen Restaurant, except for a few buildings on the edge, all the others close to the inside have become memories. Looking around, in addition to ruins or ruins. Dilapidated doors and windows, broken beams, large pieces of glass slag gleaming in the scorching sun, blood-stained yuhi. Lois left a bitter taste in the wind, the dead villager ninja silently told among the bricks and tiles with sadness. Awful. It's too awful. Looking at the tragic image in front of them, the two old guys, Homura Mitokado, Kaharu Udatane, stumbled back and fell to the ground one after another. Two pairs of old arms crossed his chest to form an X, the twitching old face twisted into a flower, and big drops of cold sweat slid from the top of his forehead, and it was like being fished out of water in a blink of an eye. Let's go. Go now, we can't stay in the village. The two old legs subconsciously kicked and moved backwards, and the two old immortals who were smashed in the mud stood for several times without standing up. In their horror, they simply played with their hands and feet and played with a dog planer, and landed on all fours to the forest. Escape deep. Konoha again, there are not many survivors, and the ones buried under the ruins can't be rescued at all, and the medical ninjas are not enough at all. And the medical ninjas themselves have died a lot, and if you want to assign people to rescue, how can there be so many people? In the southeast corner of the Tianqing, the eyes of the boys and girls who had escaped the catastrophe in advance by relying on their extraordinary brains were wide open, and a feeling called fear filled their minds. It's not true, Shikamaru, tell me it's not true, right? With her big green eyes overflowing with tears, she grabbed the collar of her friend's shirt, and Shikamaru, who was completely exhausted, couldn't speak. Dead, all dead, why all dead? Inazuka Kiba, Aburame Shino, Sakura, Tenten, Lee Rock, looking at the radial pit in front of them with a depth of tens of meters, looking at the random piles of ruins on the edge of the pit, all of them lost their ability to think. The village is gone. Family, gone. What can't you do without? It's a few chapters, the cloud continues to code, until the end of the code, everyone cheers. Text chapter 258 _ the four eyes are facing each other, the brother road to the end. While Konoha Ninja Village was destroyed by Heavenly Path Pain, another chase came to an end. Interesting Academy. The big man has great wisdom. Who said that Raikage's temperament and irritability is a detonator that explodes at a point? This black guy with a bifurcated mustache and a bifurcated mustache is a perfect person. Taking the historical figure Bibi, saying he is Cao Cao is a bastard, but to say that he is Cheng Yaojin is absolutely not negotiable. Hidden under the irritable exterior is a belly full of bad water. First use escape to attract attention, then turn around to ambush. Kisame Hoshigaki looked around with two mung-bean eyes. That little sharp Kiba was babbling, wishing he could rush to bite. Your sister is not a thing, isn't it good to fight one-on-one, why is it still playing the group Europe? Take a look at it, how many people are there, and there are a few things that are not fun at first glance. A strange-looking sword, a colorful feather fan, and a pitch-black pitcher. It's not right, get out now. Subconsciously shrinking his neck and wiping his body, the ghost shark plunged his head into the ground without even thinking about it, and in the blink of an eye, he went to the empty building. Seeing the ghost shark run so swiftly, the fourth-generation Raikage scolded angrily, "You run fast. Please bring out the Six Paths Immortal's 3 magic weapons. If the enemy hesitates for a while, it doesn't take much, it only takes 10 seconds to keep him here." Lord Raikage, where is our master? Samui stepped out of the crowd and looked around. Killer Bee was taken away by the Uchiha brothers. The three of you immediately sent Konoha on behalf of Kumogakure to ask them for information, and by the way to ask them what they thought about the convention. Humph. Our Kumogakure village is not to be messed with. The Five Shadows convention must be held immediately. Azabui. This matter is up to you to prepare, we must not let Akatsuki go. Lord Raikage, where the killer bees are. Jia has already caught up. Follow the clues he left and go search immediately. Search for a piece of land and a piece of land. Even if you dig 3 feet in the ground, let me find people. If you can't do it, send a team. Baidu Interesting Academy is now, go and find someone for me. Yes, Lord Raikage. Swish 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 beside the empty side, leaving only a limited number of 3 or 2 kittens. Mabuyi threw off the silk and turned his head. The tables and chairs have been replaced. For the sake of the village's finances, I hope Lord Rakage will be more careful. Okay Mabuyi, don't report this kind of trivial matter next time. Impatiently waving her hands away, I was not afraid of anyone, just the secretary. When Mabuyi can stop being so preoccupied, isn't it just smashing 2 tables and chairs every 3 days? Kumogakure is still short of this money. On the high root shoes, after you were in the body, where did your brother run this time? Boom. Mabuyi, how did you see it? If something happened to Killer Bee, you wouldn't be where you are now. Then what would I be like? Fourth Rakage squinted his eyes and waved the 2 guards away. Mabuyi shook off the gray-white luhai and smiled coquettishly. If something happens to Killer Bee, you will definitely not be angry. Isn't I angry that my brother is gone? Giggle, of course you won't be angry. You will send all the Kumogakure out to wage war on the village of Omegakure. Laughing wildly and shaking his mustache, the 4th generation Rakage strode back to Kumogakure. Itachi and Sasuke wanted to look at each other in an unknown valley northwest of Yunlei Gorge. The whistling wind and sand swept the hair of the 2 and slanted past their ears, and the 4 Sharingan of Yuhi were facing each other in the air. Itachi, I will use the facts to prove that the path you chose is wrong. Sasuke, it's urgent to look back now. Put away your squeamish face, you're making me sick for giving everything for a village like that. No matter how dark the village is, it brings peace to the villagers. You who haven't experienced war will not understand the value of peace. Itachi almost whispered, with unstoppable sadness in his eyes. Sasuke snorted coldly, I have never experienced war, but I have experienced clan extermination. War made you choose peace, clan extermination made me choose revenge. You who betrayed your family are not qualified to preach in front of me. Uchiha will reinvigorate it in my hands, not by Konoha's Uchiha, but by my Uchiha Sasuke's Uchiha, and no one can control my fate, including you. Brother, it seems that brother has to stop you today. Shut up, don't call my brother again. If you want to do it, just do it, or let me see how good it is for a genius who has been praised by his parents since he was a child. The spirits of his parents are watching, and I will personally avenge them today. No matter what reason you have, it can't change the fact that you kill your father and mother. Itachi, give me death. Chidori current Chidori sharp spear. Sasuke, you are still so immature. The figure pierced by the thunder light fluttered into a crow in the sky, and Uchiha Itachi's voice flew high into the sky. Ursukoku raised his head with pain in his eyes, and pulled out the ninja sword angrily. There was a sharp choking sound, and the long sword flickering with thunder light made streaks of light, smashing the crows into pieces, and the flying shurikens were all over the place. Stop playing such childish tricks, Itachi, I am no longer a child for you to play with. Siwei Shenhai Wu Yin. Kaden Fire Style, Great Fireball Jutsu. Hand seal spit out a sea of fire, and Ursukoku puffed up his cheeks and burned the crow to ashes. The overwhelming flying ash Kabuto's head fell, and the same firelight hit the ground. It only took me less than a minute to learn this ninjutsu. Sasuke, how long did it take you? Embarrassed, he retreated 10 yards away, and the second assistant, who covered his face with his hands, was full of resentment. The difference between a week and a minute, the ghost knows. Even if she was reluctant to admit it in her heart, Ursukoku understood the distance between him and Itachi. However, this does not mean that he has to give up, it is just the opposite, which increases the resentment in his heart. With such a talent, why not help your parents? Is the village so important? Compared with the parents who gave birth to oneself, the so-called village is nothing. Itachi, damn you. Witnessed by my father's soul above the firmament, and by countless Uchiha souls, I will avenge you on their behalf. You bloody traitor. The cloud continues to work hard, and there should be 3 chapters. Brothers and sisters, come on. Text chapter 259 _ sister's name is Chaolu. Little girl, thank you. Thank you, I thank you on behalf of my ancestor Tenyashara. Hey168.com. These stinky, fragrant swans are too not, quack, quack quack. Speaking human words. The pure white wings slapped his forehead, and Donald Duck, who had planted a dog and robbed shit, was indignant. You let the ducks speak human words, isn't this playing with people? I can only speak duck language, quack. Quack, 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 quack. You quack again, believe it or not, I'll slap you. The swan girl stared at her eyes and raised her white wings. Ah, I don't quack anymore, can't I stop quack? The beautiful elder sister Chaolu, you are my sister. No, mother, you are my mother. He quickly changed his words. Mom, you are not satisfied, then kissing grandma will be done. Or you are my ancestor, I will bow to you, I will bow your head, if it is not good, I can only kowtow to you. Donald Duck, am I that old? Gah. I'm sorry, Sister Swan, I'm wrong, but I'm wrong. The two wings fluttered incoherently, and Donald Duck's mouth was almost worn out. The more he said, the more angry the swan girl became. You fat duck, you don't look in the mirror, who is your sister? Ah. It's not right to be called elder sister, it's not right to be called younger sister, neither mother nor grandma, what do you want me to call you? Miss Swan. Asshole. Who do you say is a miss? You are a miss, and your whole family is a miss. I slammed it with a bang, and hammered it with a hammer. I saw a sagging stomach. Looking at the swan that helped Hinata fly high, Donald Duck, who had a crooked mouth and slanted eyes, cried in quack. It really makes those who hear the sound sad and see tears, and wipe them all with tears, rushing, and water. Hey168.com. It's too bullying, it's too unreasonable. Wiping his eyes and wiping his tears, he opened his mouth to become the boss, and the crying ducks have the heart to die. I'm going to buy a rope to hang it tomorrow. Is it great to be beautiful? Can you bully people casually? Ducks are also dignified. Don't think that the sound is better. The feathers are more beautiful, the posture is more elegant, and they can stand tall. I tell you, that high above is the sun, and you are just a fluorescent cannon at best. Quote. What's so great about swans? Don't swans have to be eaten by toads? Indignant and chattering for a long time, Donald Duck, who was limping, returned to the nest. In the nest where the feathers were taken away by the swans, only a tattered sackcloth was left with holes or eyes. Seeing this thing, Tang the old duck sat on the ground with aggrieved buttocks. I'm not alive. I'm bullying ducks too much, you're all bad guys. I'll run away from home tomorrow and pack up all your feathers. You wait for the ducks. Little human girl, my name is Chaolu, which means morning dew. What's your name? My name is Hinata. Don't be so nervous. The swan girl flapped her wings and stopped by the water. Girls should be more generous, otherwise men will not notice you. I have a brother, I don't need other men to pay attention. Yo, do you have a boyfriend? Raising her little head shyly, Hinata bit her lips hesitantly. I have married my brother. What? Are you married? The swan girl with her slender neck leaned in front of her and her heart was broken. You are actually married, a girl as young as you is married, and your sister didn't even find a partner and you got married. I'm sorry. Hinata lowered her head timidly, shrinking her body a little nervously. The eccentric swan girl swayed her long legs on the shore, suddenly became interested in Hinata's husband Kun, and couldn't help pulling up 8 trigrams. Little Secretary Hinata shook his head at what he said. At first, the swan was very happy to hear it, but later became more angry. Bastard, how can he marry 3 wives? Little girl, my sister is in charge of you, and let him leave the other 2. No, Yuhi, Anko's sister and Tamari's sister are fine. Very good, I don't see what's good. Our swan family is monogamous. As our contractor, you should learn from us. Then I don't want it anymore. A muffled thunder struck her forehead with a click, and looking at the little secretary who turned and left, the swan girl was stunned. Hey, little human girl, I'm doing this for your own good. I know you are kind, but sisters Anko and Tamari are really good, and my brother won't let them go. If you don't want to, I'll go back, sorry. A deep bow, she turned and left, looking at Hinata's resolute back. The swan girl was speechless. This stubborn little girl, no, I can't let her go like this. I finally got a contract person who meets my eyes. If I give up, I might have another life. Hey, little human girl, come back, I won't force you, okay? Your human world is too difficult to understand. Aren't you forcing my brother? Don't force it. You won't force me to leave the two sisters. Little girl, don't worry, I won't force you anymore. Whatever you say is what you say. Come on over, have a good rest today, and practice tomorrow. Sister Swan, you are so kind. I'm good, you big guy, you stupid girl. Etc. What did you say your two sisters were called? Tamari, Anko. The thunder sounded on top of her head. Sister Swan changed her clothes, and the swan girl, who was almost fried, said sternly, they came with you too. Yeah. Briefly recounting the previous incident, Hinata sat down again by the water. The crystal clear lake reflects a delicate face, a kind of tranquil beauty. The little girl is drunk with the gentle water, and the liver of the swan next to her is broken. Donald Duck, this girl is not finished with you. Sister Swan, what's wrong with you? It's nothing, go to sleep and practice well tomorrow. Damn Donald Duck, how dare you have a relationship with those skunks and raccoons? Okay, since you dare to deceive this girl will let you know the interests of this girl. If you have hair all over your body, I will not be called Chaolu. There are 2 chapters left, and the cloud is working on it. Brothers and sisters, with the support of the cloud, for the sake of hard work, leave a message with comments, recover and prepare to open a new book, and look forward to more comments when introducing. Text Chapter 260 The half-shocked Kumogakur Messenger. Hey, what do you say? What should I do? What kind of madness are you doing? Kurui tilted her head irritably, and the long journey made her already hot temper worse. Omoi, who had a lollipop in his mouth, shrugged his shoulders. I think after arriving in Konoha, what should I do if a beautiful girl confesses to me? A handsome guy like me, one of the few in Kumogakur, will definitely be very popular. Yes, according to the theorem of science, most men who are sunny and healthy will be favored by women. If one is good, if there are many, who should I choose? Which one will you choose first? What do you think so much about? How can this be called a boundless thing? It's scientifically based. Let me tell you. Damn, I don't want to listen to your damn science, you still miss your Konoha woman. Karui turned black and shook her fist. Omoi smacked the lollipop and shook his head again. It's hard to choose. What if, I said, what if the pretty girl who likes me asks me to stay in Konoha? You all know what I do to the village, their loyalty. They will definitely choose to leave when the time comes. And as soon as I leave, what will they do if they show affection? Lang Ban, you can go so far with things that haven't even been written down yet, annoyed. The companion who glared fiercely at the stinky fart. Karui turned back and stinked. Maybe there will be more a handsome messed up boy to show me love. That's called handsome, okay. Depend on. Handsome is handsome. What words are you picking? This girl will definitely have a tall, handsome, rich, and good-natured ninja courting me. Interesting academy. You were dreaming. Definitely not. Definitely not. Omoi turned his head and glanced at a teammate's airport. Thinking of the sad thing, Karui went berserk, picked up a stone and smashed it. Why do you say that to me? Whoosh. It's so dangling, it almost hit me. The head shrunk into the neck, was pulled out and turned. Omoi looked back and worried. Throwing rocks will damage the environment. What should I do if I hit the children? Even if I can't hit the children, it's not good to hit the flowers and plants, right? You see, look at you, you have such a big temper. How can you be liked by boys? It doesn't matter if you throw a stone out. It will be bad if a small stone hits a big stone. A big rock rolls into an old stone, and the rock rolls on the stone and causes a landslide. According to science theorem deduces, this possibility is still very high. Quote. Omoy, you shut your broken mouth to the old lady. Don't speculate on those things that have no side and no shadow. It's just a stone. How can it cause a landslide? You let me have a look. No way. The roar of the rumbling sound was accompanied by the crisp sound of the tree poles snapping and breaking, and the yuhi-haired girl whose chin fell to the ground was startled. Is this really caused by the stone I threw? Really landslide? OMG, I didn't mean to. Certainly not that rock, really, I promise, it has nothing to do with me, nothing at all. Kurui, look at what you've done. I'll just say, according to the laws of science, it's possible. Shut up. It has nothing to do with me, it's a natural disaster, do you understand? With her fists clenched, Karui hurriedly distanced herself from the relationship. Samui, who had been quarreling to death, stopped and turned to look at the two treasures. He couldn't help but scolded, okay, don't be stupid, go to Konoha. His hand impressing his aching shoulder, he continued on his way. The Kumogakure team turned around and appeared in front of the dilapidated village. Seeing that the wall had also collapsed, the house had collapsed, and the ground was full of rubble around the pit. The 2 men and 1 woman were half shocked. Captain, are you sure you're leading the way? This is really Konoha. Wait a minute, I'll go check it out. Samui, who was flipped over, squinted, this sign is correct, this is indeed Konoha. What's wrong with it? It was condemned by God. Kurui, it wasn't you who threw the stone again, did you? Or the one you threw earlier? Omoy, don't talk nonsense about this kind of thing, you idiot bastard. Plus 350 will cause misunderstanding. Flying kicked the abominable teammate far away. Kurui clutched the airport and gasped. Rude. Eternal duo with a broken arm and a crippled leg came out. Kamizuki Izumo. Steel iron. Compared with the previous style of pulling the wind, he is now 2 formidable retreats, with a bandage on the left and a suspender on the right. One has a broken left arm, the other has a broken right leg, and walking together can be regarded as an incomparable duo. Ninjas of Kumogakure Village, what are you doing here in Konoha? Our village is in a disaster. If there is nothing important, please do it yourself. We want to meet the 5th Hokage. Samui, the captain, took out the official envoy from his arms. Kamizuki Izumo looked up at the sky. I don't think you would want to see him, come with me. What do you mean by that? Master Hokage of the 5th generation died in battle. If you want to see him, I will be happy to send you down. Die 5 generations of Hokage are dead. Looking at each other, the 3 apprentices of Killer Bee were all shocked. I wanted to ask, but I felt embarrassed, and looking at the appearance of the 2 leading ninjas, I knew how much loss Konoha had suffered, or he would not have been disabled to watch the door. You guys rest here first, our village is short of leaders now, I will find a Jonin to talk to you later. Leading to a simple tent and leaving the 3 messengers behind, Izumo, the iron god of steel, stretched his legs lame. Went into the distance. At the original Hokage office, Ligyu's few remaining patriarchs were having a meeting. Yamanaka Inoichi, Nara Shikaku, Akamichi Choza and several families headed by Hyuga Hiyashi were sitting on both sides, with big eyes and small eyes, and no one was willing to speak first. Guy, who went out to perform a mission and escaped the disaster, sat in the middle, and clapped the table depressedly. What do you mean? Quickly come up with a plan.